for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
BoxingVoice.com.
You seen what he did on Facebook, right? And they say, I'm gonna make a motherfucking emoji like this, look.
Gennady Golovkin Production.
BoxingVoice.com. All the guys want, I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather.
It was born to fight. My life has always been a fight.
I sacrificed a lot to get to where I got to.
You don't think you're being overly critical to a guy that took a body shot and didn't go down?
There's no question. That's just my style. My style is to dominate. I want to get the guy. I want to stop the guy. My motto is man down.
BoxingVoice.com.
Why you mad? I'm not saying the man can't take body shots. Wait for motherfucking March. We're gonna take this shit to the limit.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another glorious Friday morning edition. The sun is out and is beaming here in New Jersey. I mean, I don't know, but it's definitely above 60-something degrees. It's got to be. It's felt nice when I walked the dogs. I'm feeling happy. And, we had some good boxing last night. Surprising co-main with Blue Nose giving us a all-out action affair. And then we wake up to Bob Arum and his quotes that he's really begging Manny Pacquiao to stay away from Gennady Golovkin. And the more time goes by, the more this story continues to pick up steam. And I guess we have to revisit whether or not Manny Pacquiao can actually defeat Gennady Golovkin and really make history. Now, we're gonna couple this topic with J-Rock, Julian Williams, the former IBF and WBA and IBO champion. He said not too long ago, and I sent it to you guys in the pre-pro. If somebody wants to scroll up, you can find it for the exact words, or go straight to his Twitter, and then we can read it on the show. But that being said, he basically said, I don't care what none of y'all say. I'll take Mayweather's 50-0 career over Pacquiao. And it sparked a debate. And I know we've had this debate, but I guess, we have to think about the fact that if Manny actually got in the ring with Gennady and won, I mean, is it even a question of who had the better career between Manny and Floyd? If Manny was able to get a Gennady Golovkin win at this stage of his career. So this is what we're talking about this morning. No guest scheduled, just talking some boxing. If you're interested, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to be a part of today's morning show. You can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype and be part of the conversation that way. Call us from anywhere in the world, absolutely free, by downloading the Skype app in your respected app market, whether you got an Android phone or an iPhone. You can also go ahead and download that free Patreon app and join us today for another episode of Overtime, where we take the conversation a little bit further, a lot longer, a little bit deeper. It even gets a little, explicit, but at least over there's no flagging like over here, booty YouTube. Anyway, let's head on out to the co-host, get this thing started. I've rambled enough.
It's me, Mario.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Good to be back this morning after a late night doing film study. Live fight chat. It was fun. It was definitely fun. Good fights last night. Definitely saw a lot of the replays on SportsCenter afterwards, which obviously there weren't many to account that were live, so it got a pretty big, decent share of the platform. But yeah, we'll chop it all up, man. We'll knock this one down today. What up, Doomy? What up, Ness?
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match.
Champ. Good morning, y'all. We had a good night. I had a lot of fun watching that Lopez fight. And it was just it was surprising, right, that the main event turned out to be a DQ. But we'll get into it with the fellas right now. So you getting up right now, get that cup of coffee ready. If you're across the pond and tea is what you fancy, you get that ready. And let's talk some boxing.
What up? What up, people? How are you? Good morning. Back like we never left, and I guess a second time, First Freddie talked about it, brought it up. Now Bob is kind of giving his take, negative take. He doesn't want Manny to do it at all. And I think there's a lot of people out there that think this is too far of a leap for Pacquiao, even for the great Pacquiao. This may be too much, but I don't know, man. Call me crazy. I'm going to say I think he can do it. I mean, it's not just the Derevyanchenko fight. It's the fact that any day he can get old. He's already 38. He's already looking slower, and he's not knocking out elite level guys. Like, he just isn't. He didn't knock out Derevyanchenko, Danny Jacobs, Canelo Alvarez twice. Like, he's knocking out dudes that don't belong in the ring with him. Cool. Maybe you can argue Manny doesn't belong there. But really, doesn't Manny beat up Vanez Martirosyan? Doesn't Manny beat up, what is it, Steve Rolls-Royce? Who doesn't Manny beat up on his resume? Little ass Curtis Stevens, who's now sucked himself down to 54 because he was tired of getting beat up at 75, 68, and 60. Like, who doesn't Manny beat on Gennady's resume? Maybe Daniel Jacobs? Maybe he can't beat Daniel Jacobs? Because if Cotto could beat Gil and Pacquiao beat Cotto, I mean, I know, Pacquiao sucked him down, but I'm just saying, who doesn't he beat on that resume? Why is this fight so far-fetched for the speed, in and out style of Pacquiao?
I'm going to have to say that along the list, maybe a Kell Brook would have gave Manny Pacquiao some trouble. Manny Pacquiao's a smaller guy, man. He, he's the type of guy who could easily make 140 and he's probably could make 135. And I think that's what Freddie said in one of the interviews. So, you got a small guy that's been coming up from like 118 or something. Like, that's a hell of a climb to where he's at now. He goes any further than 152, he's in for some trouble, man. Gennady Golovkin had to fight him on a catch weight. Ain't no way in heck Manny's gonna step in there at 160. And maybe his heart probably tell him to, but the people are not gonna advise him to do that. Hell no, he gets punched by a middleweight.
Let me tell you. I think it's crazy. I do. But I don't know why when Ness says, I think he can do it, I believe him. I'm like, yeah, I think he can. Like, here's the thing. I know he can. I don't think that Manny Pacquiao would go in there and just get slaughtered. I think it would be, no matter what, a competitive fight. Do I think that Manny Pacquiao could get hurt in that fight? Like, seriously hurt? Yes. But it's not going to be this, like, vicious beating. It would be something where he got caught and hit, something like Marquez. And that's possible in any fight. So then it's like, you boil it down. What are we really talking about? Look, I might just be fanboying out. And, I could be marking out here on this stuff. But I think that the fight wouldn't be as far-sighted as people probably expect it to be. That said, I would urge Manny not to do it because, unlike Ness, I think that there's nothing to gain from it. If you're Manny and you lose, it could be your career. It could be your life. There's a lot in jeopardy if you lose. But if you win, what are they going to give you? What kind of credit are they going to give you?
That is, right?
First of all,
exactly.
Scepter status, so don't cut me, do me.
Shinobi him.
First of all, Mario, let's put things into perspective and think about the guys that have tried to move up, even though a lot of them have been, unsuccessful, right? But you think about a guy like Kell Brook, who Doomy brought up. He actually moved up to fight Gennady. And yes, he did not start at Pacquiao's weight. Understandable. But he had success. And he had 30 fights never on the level of Pacquiao. So again, if you can give Kell Brick a few rounds, a few punches in that fight, you have to imagine what can the skill, the IQ, the speed and the pop, the combination punches. He's going to be like, ha, and move. Gennady's a sucker for that. He's flat-footed. Now, wait. I'm not done, though. I'm not done. Willie Monroe put hands on Gennady. Are y'all really thinking that Pacquiao can't put hands on him? Now, I'll make you think again. All you dudes right now saying this is crazy, y'all all wanted Mayweather to fight him. We all did. And we all think Mayweather could beat him. So if Mayweather could beat him, why can't we assume maybe Pacquiao has a damn good shot? I mean, Mayweather beat Pacquiao. We get that. But Pacquiao is still out here. Like, you talk about him moving up. Oh, he started at 108. I didn't see Keith pushing him around. Who pushes Pacquiao around? Who makes him look like a small guy? And again, just put the opponents together. Like, he was in there with Dominic Wade. Like, Dominic Wade, what round did he get knocked out? All we got to do is think about the people that were in there, how long they lasted. What did they do, even in losing? And then put the legendary, the living, breathing legend in those shoes and say, well, damn. How the hell is it that he won't be able to land something? He can't pivot out the way of flat-footed Gennady who's looking to load up? Come on, guys. That jab, how is that going to work on Pacquiao? I don't know.
You're making a good point on the styles.
And think about this. I'm going to end it with a little cherry on top. Pacquiao, we talked about the history. We talked about him, if he gets this win, we're opening up the question, would this make his resume greater than Floyd's? But think about the opportunity that it opens up. Canelo started at 140. If you can beat Gennady, Larry Merchant years ago called it, Pacquiao versus Canelo. Maybe it's worth it to you to get back down to 60 for Manny Pacquiao. And for Gennady, it's worth it as well. Because if he beats Pacquiao, his Canelo third fight is only bigger.
He called Pacquiao De La Hoya, and then he had later said Pacquiao Canelo, but that didn't obviously that didn't happen. But look, I'm not saying that I wouldn't give him credit. I would absolutely give him credit. It would be an amazing accomplishment. And to be honest with you, hearing the way you say it, I think to myself now, yeah, you know what? Forget it, because it's like as time goes on, that win only gets solidified more and more. It's just that, I've been on Twitter last few weeks, and I don't know what it was. I just decided to embrace some of the things that I've seen. Not embrace, but to challenge, I guess, some of the things I've seen. And one of the things that I continue to see is people not give Pacquiao any credit for his career at welterweight. Catchweight king. They talk about all the aspects of, all the facts that every time that he had a fight, he had some sort of something put on. You know what I mean? Whether it was a catch weight or they had to come back down to this weight or whatever, just some tactic that they use. So, what would that be in the Golovkin fight? That was my worry, is that, is he risk his life? Does he risk his career? Does he put it all on the line just to come up at the end of the day empty-handed, even in a win? But you're absolutely right. Forget the people that would think that way. I would understand, and I think the world would understand, and history would be on Manny Pacquiao's side if he were to win that fight.
And again, you guys are making a great point, and it's not out of this galaxy for Manny to have a pretty good chance because of his style. He's fast. He's in and out, and I think that the big question is here, it's not how good this would look for Manny, is how bad it's going to look for Triple G, And would he get the praise that he deserves in beating a legend like Manny Pacquiao because of the weight difference? And now I will hand the scepter to.
No, just one quick point. You said, would he get the credit? Did Khan and Canelo care about credit, or did they do 600,000 pay-per-views, and did Khan not start his career at 130? So this has been done, and it's been accepted, and it's done great numbers. Khan Canelo, 600,000 in America. Brooke Gennady, 400,000 in the UK. Mikey Earl, almost 400,000 in America. 325 to 400, whatever you want to land at. I don't know the exact, but I can go on, bro. Like, these are super fights. And yeah, there's going to be a fraction of people that they don't give Pacquiao a chance, and they're going to be mad at Gennady, but they're going to tune in to see, does Gennady kill Pacquiao, or does the legend
come up?
Does the legend bring the magic one more time? Bro, I think he can do it. I'm gonna pull up Gennady's resume because I've never been impressed. I just started giving him credit. You know what I mean? And in his biggest fights, he ain't looking good. Him versus Daniel, that ain't look good. Him versus Derevyanchenko, that ain't look good. Him versus Canelo, that ain't look good. He's a bum beater. He could beat bums. Can you beat a legend? Can you beat a legend? Can you beat a legend? Because I know Pacquiao beats Steve Rolls. I know Pacquiao beats Martirosyan. I know Pacquiao beats Kell Brook, Dominic Wade, David Lemieux, Willie Monroe. Martin Murray might be tough because he's stupid durable. Like, he'll just be taking shots. Look who's here. He'll just be taking shots. But I think Pacquiao get a mercy stoppage from the ref after all the machine gun shots, this dude would be taken to his face. But let me introduce Miss Bougie Box, and it looks like she jumped on. We got no intro. You need to holler at Dollar DiBiase. He will definitely hook up the co-host of the show. That being said, Dominique, what it do?
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
I'm so happy to be here.
Good. So let's just get your take. Jump right into it.
I agree with everything that you said. I think I don't want Pacquiao to jump up all that weight, but I want to see the fight. So I don't. And I really get butterflies in my stomach because I really feel like it could go either way. Like, I don't feel like it's a sure thing either way. I don't feel like it.
And, just taking it through with the styles. And the more I think about it, I think about Triple G's reaction time and the way he looked at Derevyanchenko. And again, we're in that sport that what have you done for me last? And that's what we tend to have in the back of our minds is what you did last. And he would definitely get outgunned in the speed department. But I think strength for strength, man, Manny Pacquiao would be looking at a tough task. He'd be getting overpowered. Jeff Horn kind of like battered him a little bit out in Australia. And, the comparison just in body weight is what I'm applying right now. And that division is just a little too high for him. And Triple G is a lot better than Jeff Horn.
But the Jeff Horn fight was in Australia. Different time zone. It's literally 9 p.m. in Australia. So maybe Pacquiao didn't acclimate right. Maybe he took Jeff Horn lightly. Jeff Horn's biggest win at the time was probably Randall Bailey. Maybe he took him lightly. I'm a legend. We seen Mike Tyson take Buster Douglas lightly. We seen Anthony Joshua take Andy Ruiz lightly. That doesn't mean anything. That's just part of the sport.
I don't know, because to me, the weight is the biggest issue. I mean, when you're a fighter and you're young and you're coming up, play with your weight, right? You'll move up, you'll get heavier, right? But if you're toward the end of your career, like, you should know what your comfortable weight is. And it's just risky to play with that, but I do have respect for it because it's what I would have. Now, I've never seen a Mayweather fight. I didn't even start watching boxing until Mayweather retired, but I never, toward the end of Mayweather's career, when I got hip, I didn't think that he was fighting the best. And when he kind of was not really retired and could possibly come back in that, after that first retiring or whatever, it's like I didn't see him fight the Keith Thurmans and things like that. I saw him fight like the Andre Bertos. And so I respect the fact that Pacquiao is coming, and both him and Gennady are still looking for, those tough fights at this point in their career. But if you're not young, playing around with the weight, especially moving up, I think is risky.
Yeah, no, it's real risky. And, Father Time, he waits for no one, and he's on top of everybody. So his speed is going to slow down, but he doesn't look like he's slowed down. So Father Time affects certain athletes differently sometimes. I still think that Pacquiao is going to be the most mobile fighter in that fight if it were to happen. Where I'm seeing this whole thing just not going to fruition because it's like, yo, if Gennady loses,
the money's worth the risk, brother. Gennady has done what?
It's over for Triple G if he like hit. We're killing him, bro, for not doing well enough for Derevchenko. He loses to
not
Pacquiao.
Not just Derevchenko.
No, obviously not, right?
He's got
obviously
numerous fights where we see certain flaws that I think Pacquiao can capitalize off.
So if I'm standing behind Gennady, I'm looking at this so many ways. I mean, if Gennady's telling me like, hey, you know what? Hey, I think I can take this guy. Then, the confidence is there, and I don't see Gennady saying that he can't take him. He's the smaller guy. But if he loses, I'm going to lose hope for Gennady, man.
I don't know. I think that the risk is worth the reward for both of them. Why isn't the risk worth the reward? And someone tell me how much of a difference is Gennady Golovkin from Antonio Margarito before you knew he had hand wraps? Like, how much of a difference is that guy from Gennady Golovkin? Like, honestly. And Pacquiao fought him. Pacquiao don't got to come in at 160, guys. He can come in, unlike Khan, thinking of speed. Instead of putting on muscle like Kelbrook, fighting his fight, his style. He did it with Oscar. He moved up to fight Oscar. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys are writing this guy off with that footwork, that in and outness. People can't deal with that. And I see people saying, oh, this is whack. This is a dumb fight. Go ahead and fight Bud. Bud doesn't bring what Gennady brings to the table. Gennady and Manny Pacquiao will be a super fight. They can possibly do 1 million pay-per-view buys. If Keith Thurman and Manny can do 6, and that was Keith Thurman's first, Gennady's done 1 million plus with Canelo. What would he do with a legend in Pacquiao? The money. The money is worth the risk, man. For both of them. For Pacquiao, you tell me. For Pacquiao, what's the other pay-per-view? But let me just put this question. For Pacquiao, give me another pay-per-view on this level that he gets this amount of money for. Like, with this amount of I think the risk in this fight is less risk than Errol and Bud. I give him a shot to beat Gennady more than I give him a shot to beat Bud. So we'll ask all the callers that. When they say this is a stupid fight, I'm going to say, who beats Pacquiao, Gennady or Bud? And if they say both, then I get you. But who you give Pacquiao a better shot to beat? Pacquiao Earl or Gennady old ass? Come on.
And then the loss has less risk because if you lose to Earl, you lose 147, right? You lose to anybody else at 147, you lose at 147. You lose at 160, they're gonna say, oh, you came up in weight.
Exactly. You go back down. You go back down to 147. You still got your WBA belt. You still a champ. You can still do a unification with Bud or Earl. People just mad he got option. Manny option King Pacquiao.
Yeah, we thought that Canelo was wilding for doing what he did. So we got to stay with the same.
But
energy,
he did
right?
it. But he did it.
My point exactly. Like, we can't really be too biased, or can't put the same energy on Pacquiao. He's a champ. He's proven his mettle. Canelo proved his mettle. But when you're moving up to those weight classes and facing like guys that you've seen that are stopping guys, you get this picture in your head. But honestly, yeah, the more I talk to you guys about it, I'm gonna give Pacquiao a good chance because he's that fast. But in the power department, I'm afraid of what one shot could do to him with Triple G, man. Again, Jeff Horn battered him, man. And you could say that it was the time zones and all that. Hey, listen, you a millionaire boxer, you get there a month before, you know what to do. So all the acclamation thing, I don't want to hear it. You got battered by a bigger guy. So Gennady Golovkin is just, he's going to hit him, bro.
We We
with
did a
good
film study, and only Mike had scored it for for Horn. So you know what I mean. I don't know if maybe you want to go back and watch the fight. The public didn't think that Horn legitimately beat him. We did a film study. The Patreons that watched the fight with us didn't think Horn beat him. You know, again, only Mike picked Horn because obviously his fighter at the time was Bud.
I just want you to get a grip on what you saw. You saw him get battered up. I mean, you know, a lot of people thought that Manny won too. So, you know, but he got battered up.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. And like, we're discrediting Triple G to a point where I'm just like, wow, like we're not giving him the proper props for what he's done. And we could say that he fought this guy, he fought that guy. But look, who's giving Canelo his hardest fight, his toughest fight?
Mayweather.
All right.
Madness. But you don't count no Mayweather. Nothing.
Mayweather retired, man. Come on.
Yo, he gave him his toughest fight. That was his toughest fight.
Triple G gave him his toughest fight after my man Mayweather, bro. And that's facts. So let's give this guy a little bit more credit, man, and realize that this is not as easy as.
Yeah, I'm giving him a lot of credit.
Check this out, Dominique. Right?
Hi.
You know a little business. You know you and Ness know a lot more about the business side than me. So, what is it that you do for a Triple G after he loses to Manny Pacquiao?
Bro, he retires. He could retire. He's gonna be rich.
Comes out. Ness is sending him on his way out.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're Pacquiao, you're going for the strategic risk right now. The guy is 38. He's looking washed. You jump on it and make a super fight. This is boxing. This is the actual essence of boxing. Everybody fights that 30-something dude, you know, on the way out. Like, he's the name. Like, you're bugging right now. Yeah, he could go in there and fight Earl and die. He could fight the young lion and die. Or he could take his chances with someone in his own age bracket. Like, I don't get y'all.
No, like I'm saying, at this stage in your career, it's all about the transition and how well you're going to transition from boxing to another career choice, whether it's within the sport or without the sport. And you want a high-profile fight so that as you're promoting it, you can also promote the next step for you, whether it's other fighters that you're trying to bring up or businesses, whatever. You use this as an opportunity and then you transition well with a lot of money. I mean, nobody wants to hear transitioning out of the sport, but, you know, as a fighter, but, you know, there comes a time where on the business end, you have to start making those decisions, because if retirement catches you before you have that figured out, it's going to be so hard to get people to care about your next step.
And what better way to retire than with $30+ million guarantee? I mean, if Pacquiao got 25 for Thurman, like what would they offer him for Gennady? Guaranteed plus pay-per-view upside. And what would Gennady get? Like, I'm actually gonna Google what Gennady, see if anything comes up for his Canelo fights, just to show you like the money is worth it. They really need to think about this. Plus, it's big time boxing. I honestly I can't think of a bigger fight unless you're gonna talk some hardcore stuff that won't nearly make as many numbers as this. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I mean, you know, hardcore fights end up being big-time fights, but I don't think Bud and Earl do the numbers of Gennady and Pacquiao.
And that's for the same reason, man. This is like a spectacle fight. But real quick, Big Super Max says, unless Triple G retires, it's a no-win situation if you beat him. No one gives Triple G credit, and if he loses, it's all over. I can't see Triple G doing it. Shout out Big Max, man. That's what I'm saying.
All over. Do me.
Going to the sun.
He still goes to the first ballot Hall of Fame, bro.
I want to ride it to the sun with a good win.
No,
and look,
not everybody gets to get a win.
I want to ride in with money.
Exactly. And he going to the Hall of Fame. Listen, he's the closest dude to Bernard Hopkins' 20 title defenses. Then he's arguably the only dude other than Mayweather to beat Canelo, right? Like, people talk about the first fight. Like, what more does he need? He's good. And then he's got bags of money. Like, that's not good.
Why we gotta keep talking about the money like he gonna lose? Like, imagine if he wins. Retirement is still the best option if he wins, right?
No.
It's like, I don't even want this.
Not
Y'all
even
can have
if
this.
he wins. Now Canelo's looking at him because it's like, he did a big fight. He's popping again. It's worth my money. It's worth my time.
I guess. I mean, if he wants that fight and he wants that on his resume, and then he can repeat the whole hype that he would do with the Pacquiao, but I think retirement is a good option after the Pacquiao. It's like, I don't even want this. Like, y'all can have this, and then transition into your other business.
You're forgetting.
Rushed. I'm not retiring yet, man. He's not retiring.
Not
yet.
only that,
How old is he?
He's 38 right now. But not only that, Dominique, you're forgetting how desperately DAZN wants the third fight. They've already offered Canelo incentives. Imagine Gennady goes out there and rejuvenates himself with a win like a legendary Pacquiao on Fox, no less, because it won't be on Dead Zone right now. So, it's going to be
But
on
Canelo
Fox.
don't want to fight him. Canelo's like,
Don't want to
he's so
fight him
over it.
now because he means nothing. If you beat Pacquiao, Canelo will probably shit on him in interviews like, oh, he just beat a little guy. I could have did that, but it would have been millions that have seen it. That's all that matters.
I don't know. I can't see him beating Pacquiao being something that's going to entice Canelo to the fight because Canelo's already been offered money for the fight. So
Not
I
if
mean, I
those
don't know.
numbers make sense. I'm telling you, not if they do good ratings or good pay-per-views. There's no way. Listen,
Are you saying
Canelo's
gonna
already
change his mind, or Canelo's going to be forced by the powers that be? To take
Canelo
the
will
fight?
change his mind because he said, I don't want that fight. I'll do that fight when it makes business sense. And after a Gennady Golovkin pay-per-view with Manny, I think it'll make some business sense. We got a couple of super chats real quick. We got another one from Supermex that says, GGG has the Canelo fight that DAZN wants. That's the whole reason they signed him. That money's is worth his wild Pacquiao money. Ain't gonna entice him. I doubt it. Because he just turned down the Canelo fight. Canelo tried to do it for the September. They said, no, they want to fight Sedimenta. Again, they will jump on the Pacquiao because to Team Golovkin, they are in an advantage. We're natural 160 pounds. This guy's a little
Big
boy.
advantage.
You know what I mean? They don't care about Canelo right now. That's why they said no already. They wanted a tune-up. And what better tune-up than a 5'3" dude that started at 108, but it's a pay-per-view. I'm just keeping it real. Like I could play both sides of the fence. Like, Pacquiao should not beat him, but that's up to Gennady to prove it. The dude's like 5'3", started at 108. Gennady's this knockout king. Like, what's he got to lose? It's a win-win. I get to fight a legend on pay-per-view, make bunch of money, and then my fight with Canelo is just gonna go up in value. I mean, come on. But let me put
Canelo.
I'm sorry. Right after this super chat, you can jump in. Bilo says Manny versus GGG is the modern day Rocky versus Drago.
Nice. So I forgot what I was gonna say because he
all
said
good.
Rocky. It's triggering for me.
It'll come right back on beat. And it is gonna look. And this is the luster of the fight. You and Dominique selling it more to me, and I gotta accept all the good and all the luster and all the attention it's gonna get, right? Because it is gonna be like a modern day Rocky versus Drago. A lot of people are gonna get behind Pacquiao, the underdog legend, going up against the heavier legend, and that's what we got in Canelo and Kovalev, and it was a success. I didn't look at that fight with Canelo and Kovalev as Kovalev's, way out, because I didn't think he was going to get knocked out the way he did. But, I don't know if he's scheduled to fight anymore. So, yeah. Go ahead. Back on beat. Go ahead.
I know, he was right. It came back. So Canelo. So it's Canelo the last Triple G fight, right? So he beats Pacquiao, then he fights Canelo, and then for the third time, and then it's like a retirement. Is what y'all saying, or if he wins against Canelo, he gonna stay in it?
No, I mean against Canelo, that's a different story. He might ride off into the sunset if he beats Pacquiao and Canelo, but that's a tall task right there. But all I'm saying is for those people that I don't want this fight, there's no way. So Canelo can move up 2 divisions, even though he started at 140, right? He could move up from 160 to 175 and beat Kovalev, but we can't assume that Pacquiao could do that. I mean,
Man, listen.
so is Canelo more legend than Pacquiao? George Foster with the super chat says, how many buys you think it does on Fox pay-per-view? I mean, well over 1 million plus, man. I believe
huge.
so. I think it's huge, man. I think this is just, I mean, look, if we thought Mikey, I mean, damn, so y'all saying Mikey, they gave Mikey more of a shot to beat Earl than y'all giving Pacquiao a shot to beat Gennady. Let that sink in. Mikey's biggest win was probably what, Orlando Salido? Like who, Robert Easter? But Pacquiao can't do better than Mikey? Y'all don't give him a better chance? The betting odds don't open up with Pacquiao more of a favorite than Mikey? Like, let it sink in, bro. Y'all rooted for other dudes that were smaller with less skill and less accomplishments to move up 2 weights and do it. What the fuck did Brook do when y'all was rooting for him?
Hey, look, Triple G got that one-shot killer, and according to most of you, he made a career out of beating on small guys. So, like, you got to just keep remembering that these weight divisions were put into place for a reason. He's come up from so low to an old age where he is now, and he's trying to go up. And I know we put on pounds as we get older, but you know, we lose speed also. We lose timing. We lose a little bit of the reflexes. So again, you know, like I mentioned before, it does affect some athletes different, but you know, Triple G, he's still gonna be able to tag him. And even though you're mentioning Earl's like an overwhelming stopper. I never really saw Earl as like, you know, having those devastating knockouts like Triple G has.
Yeah,
you know,
but do you want to fight the young under 30 in his prime Earl, or 33-year-old in his prime Terence, or the 38-year-old that's been on a decline ever since the Jacobs fight? That's
You're right.
Its biggest win is an arguable draw with Canelo.
I can't argue. I can't argue.
Man,
dude.
listen to that story. It just, every time you talk and you tell the story, all I hear is money, and I see money sign. I mean, think about that. Oh, the little guy, and he's gonna put on so much weight, and he's our champion, and he's not scared, and he's fearless.
Dominique, let me add in another element for you. This fight could easily land in Macau, the Middle East, Kazakhstan, because Pacquiao is a traveler. Pacquiao has fought in Malaysia, in Australia, in America, in the Philippines. He's fought everywhere. So Kazakhstan wanted a big fight with Billy Joe and Gennady. We don't know who would actually start to bid if this manifested itself. Like, they've already been banking on Pacquiao going to Saudi Arabia to fight Little Mikey or Corny Khan. What would they pay for Gennady?
Man, make you want to start boxing.
Nah, you mentioned Macau, Dominique.
Word is born. I swear to God, that is how I feel. Sometimes I see these opportunities. I'm like, man, I can't believe he didn't work out. This was like the biggest opportunity in his life. He came in here fat or out of shape or not, you know, not with his mom, right? You kidding me? For the both of them. So I think it was Dr. Mofongo, and I only repeat it because I know he's a Patreon plus a Border Wars fighter. My man said this does nothing for neither's legacy. Are you crazy? For Pacquiao, this shoots him through the roof on the history books. He probably be the book. He's the cover of it. You kidding me?
Yeah, this will probably be one of the things that makes Mayweather come back out.
He gonna be back.
Hold up. Because
you're right, because he might see this and be like, damn, he topped me.
Yeah.
He topped me. They'll always say, when they do the 30 for 30 ESPN, they'll always say I beat him, but then he came back after my loss, became a champion again, moved up 2 divisions, and destroyed our modern days B-Hop, you know, who went 20 title defenses or some craziness. They'll make up a slogan. You kidding me? Stop it. Stop it. This is a huge fight. Pacquiao, Sean Gibbons, they need to think about this seriously, man. I mean, Gennady, come on, bro. Let's do a poll, man. Like, from 1 to 10, where is Gennady on the fresh side? Is he getting spoiled and rotten in the fridge, or is he fresh? You know, is he some crispy, you know, celery and vegetables? I don't think so, guys.
Bro,
I don't think so. Matter of fact, put this into comparison. I know I'm talking a lot. I like to convince people, because think about this. Who was closer, right? Who showed their age more? Did Pacquiao at 40 fighting a young Thurman undefeated, or did Gennady at 38 fighting fucking Derevyanchenko? Like, at least Thurman was a two-time champ. He was unified. What has Derevyanchenko ever done? Give us tough fights? Come on, man. Y'all really underrating and underestimating what Pacquiao has done in his career.
So why people don't want to see this? What is folks saying? Because he little?
Because they're assuming Pacquiao can't do it, because it's like I'm convincing y'all, like, they're looking at the size. We seen Mikey happen and it didn't work. We seen Kell Brook happen and it didn't work. We know that doesn't work. But Canelo showed us he can be different, and so can Pacquiao.
He's got to stay out the way. You got to move.
Oh, why are you trying to ruin the Pacquiao butt fight, dog?
Look. Someone, at least I convinced someone. He said GGG couldn't keep up with Sergey Derevyanchenko. Pacquiao too quick. And that's what I'm saying. In and out. Three-punch combination. I'm out. On the feet. Toes. Pop shot. While Gennady's like this. European corny high guard.
Stay out the way.
He got the earmuffs up, Gennady. And breathing all heavy out his mouth. Get out of here, bro. Pacquiao would do this dude so dirty. So dirty.
In the same way that, he'll run into a shot and end up like Marquez did him. And that was Marquez.
I'm so mad that I haven't convinced enough people. I'm about to call a trainer. I think that a legendary trainer will be like, yeah, I think Pacquiao does it. You know what I'm saying?
But Gennady's not. Bro, he's not.
Alex, you're right. There is that chance that he's gonna get caught. That's what makes it give me butterflies. I want to see it. You're right though.
It's exciting. It's a type of fight that everybody's gonna be talking to. It's gonna attract casuals and all that good stuff, because it's look, it's the little guy. He's coming up facing Goliath. You could put this so many ways, sell it so many ways. It's crazy.
I know. It's
oh
so
my God!
exciting,
Could you imagine
right?
the poster say David and Goliath?
Oh my gosh!
Got Manny Pacquiao holding a sling with a stone. Get out of here!
Oh my God!
Isn't it? But then I start to think, if my man Pacquiao gets destroyed, he ain't coming back for a Bud fight. You ain't gonna get an Errol Bud fight. Earl and Bud sitting right now listening, nah, Ness. Don't let him go the Triple G route. Come on.
I don't care. So when you give me the GGG option, I no longer care about the Earl and the Crawford option. I don't care.
Oh.
Yeah,
so,
I'd rather see what he can do.
Let me ask you this: what's a more what fight would you like to watch more? Bud Crawford versus Pacquiao, or Triple G versus Pacquiao?
Triple G versus Pacquiao. When I didn't have the Triple G option, because it's like a fantasy option, right? It's like a pound for pound fight. What if he and him could fight? And they're actually going to give it. I don't care about anything else. Let Crawford and Earl fight each other. Let Pacquiao fight Triple G, and let's see who the best man is.
Let's see what's up. I just hit my man's up. My man's in, your favorite trainer's my best friend. So he at the airport. We gonna see could we get him on. Buddy McGirt, legendary. Because, he was in that good fight with Blue Nose, but Blue Nose took some shots. So we want to definitely holler at him. So I wish Mario was here to keep an eye on the freaking switchboard. What's up? Go for it.
Yeah, he's getting something together on his end, electrical thing. Big Super Max, bro. Pac did it before Canelo. This is Pac's 8th division. How much more can he really go up? There's a reason he only went past 147 once 10 years ago. Wow.
Champy, how much can you really go up? You go up strategically, man. This dude's a wounded duck, man. He's a wounded duck. It's duck hunt time, man. You get this dude and you get him out of there, and your resume looks better. It's no different than what I said Canelo should do with Earl. Jump on Earl right now. Texas fight. Let's go. First fight out put that in the contract. Send him an offer and say, you can't fight. You can't fight nobody. I don't care that we ain't going to fight now. You can't fight. Just if you want to train. You can't fight. You and me, Dallas Stadium, 100,000, biggest payday of your life. Because you going for legends. You got to think smarter. People's like, oh, Ness, you want to get him wounded. You damn right. I'm only thinking about winning for me and my team. And that's how y'all need to think. That's how y'all need to think. Corner. Whose corner?
That's Pacquiao's corner. That's their job to protect their fighter. You know, that's not our job to not want the biggest fight.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they have to have a plan in place to say, listen, there is a possibility that he can outpower you and really cause some damage. And at the first sign of it, we pulling you out. I mean, they have to have that conversation going into this fight, but I don't think it's a way to stay away from the fight. And if Pacquiao gets in there and tries to warrior his way when he's getting pummeled and can't stand, then I am going to blame the corner.
Word, Dominique. Real quick, Ohio Runs Boxing super chat. After Manny fight, Triple G, all of us are going to purchase Philippine t-shirts that reads, Philippines Lives Matter. Because G about to catch a hate crime on that boy. Laughing emoji, shaking my head. And that's what I'm talking about, man.
Wait. Let me cut you off, Shinobi style. We got legendary trainer Buddy McGirt. He's live at the airport in Las Vegas on the line. Buddy, I just want to bring you up to speed. I'm going to say, first and foremost, thank you for coming on the show so early. Secondly, we're talking Manny Pacquiao and the possibility of him facing Gennady Golovkin at 160. And we do want to obviously get into Blue Nose's fight. We watched it live last night, and we're so happy boxing's back. How are you? Buenos dias.
Well, good morning. Now, you said Triple G and who?
Manny legendary Pacquiao. But right now, not a fantasy fight, because this is Freddie Roach saying that Manny's, expressed interest in wanting to move up and face Gennady, and we're just, we're debating, can this happen? We've seen other guys move up, and we know how skilled Manny is. Your thoughts?
Next question.
Oh, so you don't believe it?
What?
My thoughts on next question.
This is a real thing, man.
A younger man.
No.
I just think that
this version. Remember, Gennady's 38,
and Manny's 40.
Convincing, Ness. Go.
He's 38, and he didn't look good. Not versus Daniel.
True.
Not versus Daniel. Not in the second fight with Canelo. Not with Derevyanchenko. And guess what? You don't think Manny beats Vanez Martirosyan and Steve Rolls-Royce?
Oh yeah, easy.
Exactly. So who on Gennady's resume doesn't Manny beat? Maybe Jacobs. Maybe.
Well, I can say this though, in all honesty, if you go by, because they always tell you only good as your last fight. Going by their last fight, I don't know, man. I mean, like you said, they're both up there in age. It's not, 38 and 40 is not old, but when you're a boxer at that weight, that's old.
And I think Pacquiao's legend, buddy. I think he's legend. I think he can probably squeeze 4 pounds out of Gennady, who's never been in a catchweight. I think he can entice him to say 156, maybe even 155 Canelo weight.
Then you know what? Golovkin's a fool if he does that.
I mean, won't it be the biggest fight of his career, though? Won't it be the biggest fight, biggest pay-per-view, biggest payday? I mean,
no, but I don't think so. I don't think so because of their age. You know what I mean? I mean, really, the boxing fans right now want to see good fights. I mean, you got a 40-year-old and a 38-year-old meeting at a catchweight. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think that too many people will want to see it. If it was 3 or 4 years ago, yeah. But now, I don't know, man. That's, especially after, when Manny looked against Floyd. So, I don't know, man. I wouldn't pay to see it.
Wait a minute. You would not pay to see Gennady Golovkin versus Manny Pacquiao?
No.
With Pacquiao looking the way he did versus Thurman? He just coming off that
Not
Thurman win. That's a
I watched-
legitimate welterweight win in his 40s. That's he.
Okay.
I don't know. You're older than me. Do you give George Foreman more credit? You give George Foreman more credit for his win over Michael Moore, or do you give Pacquiao more credit for his win over Thurman?
See, this is the thing. I learned this a long time ago when I fought, God bless Sal Mammy. When you're the lighter weight, you don't last as long as the guys at the heavyweights. The guys that are bigger last longer than us. You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, he beat Keith Thurman. So what? I'm not impressed with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, I'm not impressed with Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? After the Garcia fight, after the second round, I got up and left.
I like you.
So you said so.
I'm not a
buddy?
fan of these guys, man. Listen, I'm an old school guy, man. You know, I come from an era when fighters were fighters. These guys today, they be BSing, man. I'm sorry.
One time be BSing?
I mean, you know, who?
One time, Keith. Thurman took Garcia's O.
I'm not impressed with Keith Thurman.
Man,
I'm not impressed with him. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Who impresses you?
What does he do? Okay, Keith one time, and we only should see him fight one time. That's it. Because I'm not impressed with him. I'm not impressed. Okay, what has he done? What has Keith Thurman done that says that he's such a hell of a fighter? Who did he beat?
Unified the welterweight division before Errol Spence. Beat Danny Garcia. Beat Danny Garcia. Beat Keith Thurman. I mean, beat Sean Porter.
Hold it. No. Listen. Like I said, who did he beat? Danny Garcia. Porter. Who did he beat?
Oh, come on, buddy. Buddy, Porter's a
Hey, listen, I'm
two-time
keeping it
champ.
real.
Porter's a two-time
But I
welterweight
come
champ.
Listen, I come from an era where fighters were fighters. Today, there's no, since Floyd retired, the only real fighter left is Manny.
And you say he can't beat Gennady.
These guys, I just think Gennady's too big. He's too big. But now, if he makes Gennady come to a catchweight, then Gennady's a fool. Then he's just doing it for the money.
Let me ask you this
You
question.
understand, Steve?
What's more dangerous for Pacquiao, to fight Earl or Bud or Gennady? What's bigger for Pacquiao, Earl or Bud or Gennady?
Okay, hold it. You asked me two different questions now.
Yeah, answer them both. Answer them both.
What's bigger is Errol or Crawford. That's what's bigger. Now, what was the question before that? What's more dangerous, you said?
Bro, how is Earl or Crawford bigger when Crawford's biggest pay-per-view is 150 and Earl's biggest is like 325, man? We got Gennady that did $1 million.
I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. I'm going to tell you why. You're not talking on the business level. We're talking on the skill level.
Okay.
Business level is another thing. Skill level, Errol and Crawford right now are the two best at 147. Skill-wise, they're the best. Now, Triple G at 160, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the best 160-pounders. So, the better fight, to me, as a boxing fan, if I was a fan, I would rather see Pacquiao fight Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. Because that's going to draw. Okay, yes, Crawford doesn't have big draws because why? Who has he fought that the fans are really willing to put the extra effort in to see? Nobody. But now if Terence Crawford fought Pacquiao, that'd be big.
I mean,
Errol Spence fought Pacquiao.
Canelo did numbers with Khan and Crawford didn't. Like,
okay, look what happened.
I just don't see how you think more people gonna tune in to Pacquiao versus Bud when more people obviously know Gennady. Like Jordan gave the deal to Gennady, not to Crawford.
It's the how can I put it? I don't want to say intriguingness, but just okay, who can win this fight? This is me. See, I'm speaking as a boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? As a boxing person who wants to see good fighters fight each other. Not, you know what I mean? So Crawford, to me, him and Spence will be good because they can fight. It'll be a more interesting fight that makes more sense. Business-wise, Triple G makes more sense. That's business. Pacquiao's doing this right now for business.
Which one is riskier for Pacquiao? Which one is the more riskier fight for Pacquiao? That's what I want to know.
The riskier fight would be with Errol or freaking or Crawford.
More
he's fighting two young guys who can fight.
More reason to do the Gennady super fight and take that guaranteed $30 million paycheck plus pay-per-view upside.
See, that's what it's coming to. That fight is business. That fight is for nothing but business. That fight right there is about money.
That's for history books. That's for history books, buddy. You think the history books ain't gonna say that a 108 kid moved all the way up to 160 and beat a legitimate 160 pounder? He's a champ right now. He's an IBF champ right now.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? In all honesty,
yeah.
Do you think Triple G is a great fighter?
No.
I do.
He's a hater, man, with Triple G, man.
I do. I definitely do.
Oh, I'm not a hater. I'm a realist.
No,
he's not a great fighter.
He calling Ness.
He calling me a hater. He calling me a hater, not you, buddy. But let me introduce you to Dominique. I know she got a question. Go ahead, Dominique.
Hi, buddy. So my question is about.
Hello.
I'm very happy to have you on the line. So Pacquiao, he's fast, right? Gennady hits hard. Do you think that his speed is going to give him an advantage in that fight?
Well, it's like this. To be honest, I'm going to be 100%. I haven't seen Pacquiao fight since he got robbed over in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him fight since then. When he fought the kid,
Jeff.
I don't know the kid's name.
Jeff Horn. We were just talking about that.
That was the last time. That was the last time I seen Pacquiao fight. That who?
Muscled them up in the ring.
Hello.
Yeah, you there, buddy?
So, yeah, I can hear now. So I haven't seen him fight since then. You know, I didn't see that. I didn't see the fight with Keith Thurman. So I really don't know how much Pacquiao has left.
But
so for me to sit in honestly
seen
give you an
Pacquiao
answer,
and his speed in the past, do you think if he was able to kind of summons that, right, and find that, do you think he would have the better advantage, or Gennady would still have the advantage because of the weight?
There was two key words you said: in the past and then if.
Right.
He showed a lot of speed in the past, but now, if Triple G comes down, those 4 pounds could make a difference and go in Pacquiao's favor.
Fact.
You know, you 38 years old going, those 4 pounds, people might say, oh, it's only 4 pounds. Yeah, if you're working in the office sitting behind a desk, but in a fight, it's totally different. I mean, that's why Floyd was smart. He made all the bigger guys meet him at a catch weight. Floyd wasn't stupid. But they took it because, hey, I'm going to lose 4 pounds. I'm going to make big money. I ain't going to make it no more. No money like that. So Floyd was smart in that aspect. But now, back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, when a guy at 147 fought a middleweight champion, he had to fight him at 160.
Right.
Emil Griffith fought Dick Tiger for the middleweight title. Emil Griffith woke up the morning of the fight at 147. He had a few glasses of water, weighed in at 150. Dick Tiger weighed 160. Emil Griffith won the middleweight championship of the world. That's what real fighters do. Sugar Ray Robinson moved up to light heavyweight to fight Joey Maxim. He didn't say, meet me at a catch weight. Sugar Ray Robinson was 160 pounds. He moved up 15 pounds to fight the light heavyweight champion of the world. He didn't say, meet me at a catch weight.
Buddy,
that's what real fighters do.
Why you think more people gave Mikey Garcia a shot to beat Earl than they giving Pacquiao to beat Gennady?
What is Roger Mayweather's favorite team?
You don't know shit about boxing.
God bless you. There you go. Listen, man, a lot of people today, having this conversation with everyone on this show right now, you know boxing. So, I mean, I could debate with you. We could go back and forth all day. But now, because you bring up valuable points, and I'm going to argue with you right or wrong. But now, how many real people know boxing today?
I would say
They
about a
because they don't
cool.
study it.
I think maybe like anywhere from 250,000 to 750,000, maybe even a million, hardcore boxing fans out there. I think.
Out of the 300 million in America.
Okay.
You don't think it's at least a million hardcores?
No, there's a difference between being a fan and knowing what you're looking at.
Fact.
No, hold on, wait a minute. Listen to the question. Not a fan, but someone who knows what they're looking at. It's a difference.
Nah, I get you.
You know, I'm a football fan, but sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. Sometimes I say, why'd they make that play? Maybe there was a reason. You understand? There was a method to their madness. Yeah. So, how many people can look at a boxing match or look at fighters and know what the hell they're talking about? Not too many.
Understand the strategy.
Man, very few.
There you go. I mean, not too many. You know what I'm saying?
So let's transition.
I
got to cut you off because I don't want you to jump on this plane and we don't get to talk about last night's performance with Adam Lopez, Blue Nose.
I'm in the hotel, man. I'm in the hotel. The people next door in the room probably mad at me because it's 7 a.m. But the people in the room next to me might be like, they might call security on me because I'm talking loud.
Oh, I was told you was probably at the airport. All right.
No.
I mean,
listen, man. I had a guy call me. I had a kid call me at 4:00 in the morning, Las Vegas time, to talk to me about Adam's fight.
Wow.
But this kid, I answered the call for this kid. You want to know why? He's a great kid. He trains at my gym. He has autism, and he loves boxing. He trains every day in the gym. So when he called me at 4:00, I had to take his call. You know what I mean? I call him Daniel Boone. Great kid. And let me tell you, when he spars and guys try to hit him, they can't hit his ass. But he knows boxing. Believe it or not, he's only 21 years old. He can tell you about fighters in the 40s and 50s.
Beautiful.
I mean, he has autism and he has, ADHD? Am I saying it right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, but he knows his boxing. And he called me when I saw it was him. I was like, damn, I got to answer it. I mean, but I love him. He's a great kid. He wants to have one amateur fight. That's all he wants.
That's what's up.
And they won't allow him.
Oh, they
won't allow him. And
Damn.
They won't.
Wow.
They won't. You know, he called me on the Instagram video, so I had to answer. But he's a good kid, man. I love him. He's a great kid, man. And when he comes in the gym, sometimes he just stays 2 hours after he works out. You know what I mean? So a kid like that, I answer the phone for.
So, Coach, man, I want to talk about Adam. He looked great. The jab was amazing. The pivots. But why I don't like what happened that he took that? I was afraid, man. Is he okay? Like, did he go to the doc? Like, his face looked bad. Did he go to the doctor? Is he good?
He's good. I just got the phone with him about a half hour before I spoke to you. About a week and a half ago, I was going to pull him out of the fight. I told him, I says, in the next 2 sparring sessions, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, I'm going to pull you out of the fight. And he goes, all right. So he mustered it up. He did it. He goes, buddy, I'm going to be fine. Trust me. You know what I mean? And he wasn't his best last night. I'd be the first to admit it. But I told him after the fight, welcome to professional boxing on the next level. And what I meant by that was when you fight a guy like Valdez and you look good and you put on a show and everyone's talking about you, you think every fight after that is going to be easy. But what happens is you become a marked man. Everybody wants your shot, your slot. So you can fight a guy 1 in 20. He's going to put everything on the line. And the kid last night that he fought put everything on the line because he wanted that position. And Adam wasn't at his best, but he reached deep down, nuts and guts, and he pulled it out. So, you know, he's learning. He's doing on the job. He's learning on the job. And I keep trying to explain to him each fight's not going to get easier. So you got to, in other words, the bottom line is you got to stay focused more. See, like in the middle of the fight, he was jabbing the guy. It was getting easy. Then he fell asleep. Then at one point, you heard me yelling at him. He was looking for the one punch. He threw up one shot and wait for the guy, thinking the guy was going to fall. No. I mean, even in training, he was hitting guys and he was hitting guys and sparring, boom, and looking at them like they was going to fall. But they would come back and hit him with like 5 or 6 punches. I'm like, yo, man, what are you doing? That knockdown of Valdez had in his mind that, yo, I could punch. Yeah, but everybody ain't going. So it was a good experience for him last night. To make him understand that, hey, man, I got to be on my P's and Q's all the time.
So what do you mean by, like, because I felt like you said, was he not physically ready? Because he felt like at one point we watching it live and I'm like, he's not going to be able to keep up this pace. But he kept up that pace. Like after the third round, he made the adjustment and he got on his jab and he got on his movement and his legs. And I'm like, there's no way he could do this for 10 rounds. But he did it for 10 rounds. I mean, I think the 9th he kind of took off.
Mentally he went blank. Then he started getting hit with all kind of shit. I mean, see, the thing that he's got to learn is that you got to be mentally focused. I tell guys this: when it seems easy, that's when you got to be more focused. Because if it gets easy, you have a tendency to get lax. And when you get lax, that's when you get caught with stuff. So when it seems easy, that's when you really got to be focused. Because you got to stay focused to stay focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be extra focused just to stay on that track. Because if it gets easy, like, I got this. And then next thing you know, you're fighting an uphill battle.
Hey,
so
buddy, did Lopez take any nose shots? Because I know I seen him walk into the corner, and we were worried about him gassing out and his breathing being affected.
No, he was his nose, everything. He just said that every time the guy hit him, he said, buddy, he felt like he had bricks in his gloves, man.
Buddy, I have a question. What does that feel like? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Thank you. What does it feel like as a
trainer? I didn't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, perfect. What does it feel like as a trainer when the wisdom you're giving a fighter isn't translating in the ring, like through their actions? Like, how does that feel as a trainer?
It's like when you're yelling at your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to take a different approach. You know what I mean? Because the thing about being a trainer is that you have to, sometimes some fighters you can yell at, curse at. Some fighters you can't. Some fighters understand things one way. Some understand them another. And some fighters you got to change up in between rounds. It's a lot of work. I mean, if you love it and you know what you're doing, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to know you're a fighter. You know what I mean? You got to know him, and you got to know when he's getting lazy. You got to know when he's losing focus. And that's why I was going to pull him out of the fight, because the trainer, he wasn't in focus. And I said, look, you got 2 days to get it together. If not, there's not going to be a fight. And he got it together. And then when he got here, he had it together, and then he just lost focus, and he was getting hit with all kind of craziness. And I said, look, man, Adam, you gotta. But to answer your question, it's not easy, but it comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, when you saw Louis coming out of that corner the way he did, and after the first couple of rounds, what did you tell Adam in the corner, man? Because that kid did not stop punching. He was in the booth as much as he could.
Well, I told him, I said, listen, I told him this weeks ago, and I told him in the dressing room, I said, listen, twice this fight fell through, and after the Valdez fight, these guys still want to fight you. So they must see something that they can capitalize on. I said, so the first couple rounds, be careful. And the guy came out trying to get Adam into a slugfest. And then when he came back to the corner, I said, actually, what the hell are you doing? I mean, do what you do best. You know what I mean? So, and then I knew that kid couldn't keep that pace up for 10 rounds. You know what I mean? So, it was a rough night. I ain't gonna, it was a rough night.
Yeah, definitely. But he did make the adjustment, and that's why I was curious, man.
Yeah.
'Cause he came out like a changed man after that round, and I was like, oh, he's on his back foot. He's sticking him with the jab, and the only thing that I didn't see was him actually landing, punches that would push that guy back, because there was no stopping that kid.
No, that kid was on a mission last night, because that kid knew if he beats Adam and wins the NABF title, all the glory that Adam got, he's going to get. Like Adam was, even though he lost to Valdez, it took him to the next level. So this kid knew that he wins this fight last night, he's there. I mean, so like, I explained that to Adam all through training camp. Like when guys would come in to spar with him, I said, these guys are coming here to kick your ass, man. You probably was kicking their ass 7-8 months ago. Well, it's a whole different ball game now. You're the man right now. You're not even the champion. I mean, and sure enough, I mean, one guy, he sparred a couple weeks ago, and I stopped it, and the guys, somebody there recorded it, they posted it. I mean, nobody they posted. I'm like, so what? Well, people are going to study that. If they can study that and learn, I think that's how they're going to be at them, and let them study it. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about what Adam's got to do. I'm not worried about what. Huh?
So you don't really think that camp should be private?
I don't believe in that. I think that, hey, if you want to, I tell guys, look, if your opponent want to come see you train, they come see you train.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, don't take pictures on it. Man, listen, come on, knock it off. I mean, a guy can sit there and watch you train every day, but when he fights you, he might do something different because you're different.
Facts.
I mean, if I'm strong, you know what I mean? If I'm spawning a guy that might have a good left hook, but you got a good right hand. So now when we fight now, I don't have to worry about your left hook. You know what I mean? So I'm going to fight you differently the way I fought the other guy. So, these guys go around, they're like, oh, man, you shouldn't have nobody in here with cameras. I'm like, man, look, I ain't got time for all that. I mean, we figure it out as we go along. I mean, I don't watch videos. Of my. Listen, every time I watch the video of a guy that my guy is fighting, my guy lost. Right? And the only reason I watched the video is because the managers were nagging the hell out of me. I'm like, look, I don't want to watch the video, man. Even when I was a fighter, every time I looked at a video, I lost. Because you look for one thing and then it don't happen. Then before you know it, the damn fight's over.
Fighting.
So I believe you prepare for any. Huh?
Yeah, if I agree with you, fighting is chaotic, man. It's action reaction. Like you could come watch me all day, but like on fight day, you don't know how I'm gonna react.
Exactly, especially under the lights.
Yeah.
But some guys look like shit in the gym. They get beat up every day, but when they get under those big bright lights, they become killers, and vice versa. Some guys are killers in the gym, and when those bright lights come on, they're like a deer in headlights.
That's real talking. Ooh, Coach, still there?
We lost him. Let me cut him back.
Yeah, that's that sound. I haven't heard that sound in so long. Doo doo doo.
I like him.
Nah, Buddy's old school, man. I like Buddy's whole take on the sport, man. And that's a hardcore, old school.
Come watch me.
Yeah, come watch. Yeah, no, and it's true because a lot of the times people are worrying about, what the other guy's doing. And I was gonna ask him too, to a certain degree. There's certain things you do keep under wraps, but like as far as like a guy watching you and like,
Buddy, you there?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
you
no.
Went out for a minute.
Yeah,
I didn't hear nobody say.
We cut out for one quick second, but go ahead. You guys jump in. If not,
Yeah, no-
anyway, we'll switch the subject. Not the subject, but I wanted to ask, how long do you want Adam to stay out the ring? Like, I wondered that yesterday. I was saying that on the live show. Like, he looks like he might need some rest. How long is the right amount of time?
3 months, right?
I'm going to easy, and I'm just gonna have him, go home, go to the doctor, get checked, and rest. I just said, look, rest, man. I don't care who wants to come see you. I don't care what chick wants to come see you. I said, you stay your ass home in that bed and relax, man. I said, that's what you need right now more than anything. You got to give your body time to recover. Everybody's going to want to hang out with you. Everybody's going to want to do this. Everybody's going to do that. I said, you got to understand this is your job. You got to go home. You got to take care of yourself, man. And like he iced his face all night. You know what I mean? And he said, buddy, I'm sore as hell. I said, wait till Saturday.
The third day, you're like like a car accident.
Can't even move. But I like what you said
I told him,
about
tell your
letting
girlfriend.
people.
I told him, tell your girlfriend you'll see her next week.
I like what you said about letting people come in to watch you.
I'm having my girl come over ASAP.
Next
I
week.
need massages and oil rub down.
No, you don't want to be touched. No. It's not that type of pain.
Buddy, sex is good recovery. You release and your muscles are less
No,
tense.
it's not. No. Listen to me. Listen to me, homeboy. When you have a fight that tough and you go to try to have sex, you might last 30 seconds.
But that's all
then your
right.
body's going to shut down.
It ain't about
your body's
pleasing
going to shut down after that.
It ain't about pleasing
No,
her. It's
your
about the
body's gonna-
muscles relaxing.
No, but guess what? Your body's going to shut down after that.
Mm-hmm.
When you go in a fight like that and you listen, he pissed blood and everything.
Breaking
So
news.
when your body goes through that, man, you know what I'm saying? Don't put it out there.
Buddy,
Don't
you
put it out
live,
there,
buddy.
But, I tell you.
Buddy, you live. Like you've been
What?
live.
Okay, well then I'm live, so I don't care. But your body goes. Your body goes.
Oh my gosh.
This is
your body. Your
people
body.
don't know about, man, and it's important for people to get the.
Your
the
body
idea.
goes through your body goes through something people don't understand, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your body, and you got to go home, and you need every ounce of energy, and that's the only energy he got left. So if he go home right now and try to be motherfucking Romeo, it's a wrap.
Life force gonna get taken.
His body's
right
gonna
out.
shut down.
Yeah, but you gotta.
His body's
you gotta
gonna
heal.
shut down, man. Thank you. I mean, you got to rest up, man. I said, tell her you see her next week. And he looked at me like I was crazy. I'm telling you, man, that's the only energy you got right now. You lose that, brother, the game is over. So, and that energy is only 30-second reserve. so I said, so, and that's real talk. And I'm live, but that's real talk, man.
But people need to know, fans need to know, because we quick to throw a fighter into a dangerous situation and we quick to celebrate a tough win, but that day after, those 2 days after, I mean, what the family goes through, I mean, that's an untold story.
I mean, your body, man, in a fight tough like that, man, your body is like, okay, when Joe Frazier fought Muhammad Ali, there was rumors that he died in the hospital. They said that his body started shutting down, man. People don't realize what fighters go through, man, and really, really tough fights. People don't understand, man.
Oh my God, buddy, I got you on.
I mean,
we about to make a hard left. I'm sorry because we're gonna make this conversation even more interesting. Recently, Tyson Fury has come out and said that there isn't a heavyweight in the last 1,000 years that can beat him. He's 6'9", 274 pounds, and he just beat Deontay Wilder by knockout. In my opinion, he was the underdog both times versus Vlad and versus Wilder. I know the line got close in the second fight towards the end, but weigh-in day, he was the underdog. Like, is he telling the truth? Who could beat him in the last 1,000 years?
Do you know what Muhammad Ali would have done to him, man?
I mean, Muhammad Ali was 220, and you see what George done to him.
George who?
George Foreman. He had to use
Okay, who
rope-a-dope.
won the
He
fight?
had to use rope-a-dope for a 220-pound fighter. What would he do for Tyson Fury, who
Okay.
moves like him? It's like looking in the mirror, except he 274
Okay. Okay, let's go to the 1960s
and 6'9".
Muhammad Ali.
Take
Hold
us
it. Let's
there.
go to the Muhammad Ali. Let's go to Ali of 64, 65, 66. Fast as lightning. Great footwork.
Preach.
Can verbally get it. Can verbally abuse you to the point where you want to kill him. Ernie Terrell was how big was Ernie Terrell? 6'5", 6'6".
You know I'm no historian.
Look what Ali beat the brakes off of him. And after every combination, Ali would ask him, "What's my name?" Because he kept calling Ali Cassius Clay.
Yeah, but listen,
So Ali would hit him with it.
what was that dude from London that put Ali down with a left hook? What would Fury had done to him? Come on, man. And that dude
Henry
was
Cooper. That's Henry
exactly,
Cooper.
exactly. He ain't Fury.
But Henry Cooper could punch. Henry Cooper could punch, and Henry Cooper could fight.
Obviously, so could Fury.
But he can't punch like Henry Cooper.
I mean, we ain't never seen
that left
Deontay
hook was
Wilder
murderous.
look like that. And this is another thing you
Listen.
underestimating about Tyson Fury. Look at the adjustments. Wilder put him down twice in the first fight, and you seen how he reacted like no other man. He got up both times like no other man. But in the second fight, he rolled with them shots. Them right hands wasn't doing nothing. He was rolling. Man, that boy got some skill.
I agree. I agree with you 150%. I thought that the first fight, I thought Fury won the first fight. Okay? But after the second round in the second fight, I told everybody that was watching the fight with me, it's over. They're like, what are you talking about? I said, it's over. Deontay Wilder's done. He's not himself. Not making an excuse. But now, you can't compare Deontay Wilder to a young Muhammad Ali in the 60s. Can't do that. You can't compare Tyson Fury to a young Muhammad Ali in the 60s. Ali was a bad mamma jamma, man. He was fast, man. Okay, yeah, he was only 220, but it's not the size of the fight, the man in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the man. Ali was a bad motherfucker. Excuse my language.
I used to think that. I used to think that till Deontay Wilder got beat by a dude that he called Pillow Fist. Because Wilder was the dude giving up 50, 40, 20, 50, whatever pounds and still knocking you out. But he did it to Vlad too. I didn't like that fight. I didn't like it. It didn't look good. 84 punches, I know. But he still dethroned the dude that was ruling for 12 years. The dudes whose resume...
True.
I ain't seeing
I give
nobody
that.
else done what he's
True.
done. You know
True.
what people
You're
say?
right.
You
But
know what
now
people say, buddy, to me when I bring this up? People say, "Oh, well, he ain't defend a title. So what? It's who he fought, not what titles he ain't defending. It's
Exactly.
who he fought."
I agree with you. I agree with you 150%. But at the same time, you know, it's a situation where it's like it's errors. You know, you get an error where you have a lot of great fighters and they fight each other. Then you get errors where, unfortunately, the heavyweight division is like, it sucks. Realistically. And it's not Tyson Fury's fault that there's no one there that he can really fight and everybody can say, whoa, he beat one great fighter. It's not his fault. Yeah, he's beaten everyone. He beat Klitschko, he beat Deontay, but to say that he's the best of the last 1,000 years, that is totally insane. When you look at all-around fighters, yeah, he's big, you know what I'm saying, but and all-around fighters, man, you know, there was some great heavyweights out there, bro. How do you think he would have handled Larry Holmes?
I mean, Larry was good. He had a good one too. I just think, man, watching Foreman, I went back and watched a lot of Foreman. Like
I think Larry Holmes would beat Tyson Fury. Larry Holmes he's very underrated because he came after the Muhammad Ali era. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Those are hard shoes to fill, man. You know what I mean? When Ali gets out the game, those are hard shoes to fill. But Larry Holmes would have beat Tyson Fury, man.
Buddy, let me ask you something, right? Because, like, you know, my listeners, they like to hate on me, right? So I am a Wilder fan, right? You know, I'm a Wilder fan, right? He allowed me to go.
No, I never would have thought that.
Yeah, he allowed me to go to like his last 7 camps. I've been in there and you know, for a week, 2 weeks on a time. I thought he could beat anybody. I thought, you know, regardless of his skill, if he land that punch, it would be over. So now people are saying I'm not a Wilder supporter because I'm giving Tyson Fury credit for beating the guy that I thought was invincible. Is it wrong of me for crediting Fury?
No.
What's wrong with people?
No, not at all. That means you're a straight shooter. But now, you said one key word, and when you were talking about Wilder, you said if he hit someone with that punch. If.
I definitely said
but
if.
In the second fight, after the second round, he was done. He was done after the second round, and Fury just knew it and walked right through him.
Man, I was
now,
devastated.
Fury, I take nothing from Fury. He can fight. I will give it to him. He can fight. For a guy that big, he can fight. But I say Larry Holmes would have ate his lunchbox.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch Larry because, like I said, I don't claim to be a historian. I definitely went back and watched a lot of George, and I'm like, no, George is this generation's Deontay Wilder. So it's like he would have done the same thing. George was small. I don't know. I think Fury would have beat George. What about you?
The old George, the old George or the new George?
The same one that fought Ali.
The two George Foreman.
The one that fought Ali and Frazier. He looked sloppy as hell in that Frazier fight.
I like the older George better.
Yeah, but ain't that when he
more
fought?
Calm?
But isn't that? Oh, you mean the older when he was after 40?
Yeah, that's what you got.
The Michael Moore, the Michael Moore Foreman.
There you go.
Oh, no way could he beat Fury. He's too fat. He didn't have the same agility as his youth. He would be a sitting target for Fury.
Okay, what about the?
Fury would just fight him the way he fought Vlad.
What about the George that fought Evander? Hold it. What about the George that fought Evander Holyfield?
He was in the pocket, buddy. They was fighting right there, toe to toe. It was Evander's fight. George didn't get on his toes.
Okay, but now hold it. If George would clip Fury, and I know I said if, but if he clipped Fury like Wilder clipped him,
it's over.
Nah,
George had a better defense.
You can't say that because
George had a better defense.
But think about how Fury
has been
taking them shots, buddy. We never see one get up and not be delirious from a Wilder shot. He got up 2 times, coherent, ready to go to a club.
Oh, listen, I give him. I agree with you 150%. But now here's the difference between a Wilder and a George Foreman, an older George Foreman. He knew how to finish you. You got to know how to be a finisher. See, George Foreman was a finisher. The new George Foreman, the one that came back in the 80s after he retired for 10 years. He was a finisher. He set traps. See, he wasn't just a puncher that time. He set traps for you. You know what I mean? He set traps. You know, and Evander Holyfield was, luckily he had Georgie Benton in his corner. Because George was walking at him with that crossed-arm defense, and he was slowly walking his ass down. You know what I mean? And Evander was hitting with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 punch combination. But he had that cross-arm defense. Michael Moore, he lured Michael Moore to sleep. He lured him to sleep, and then boom. He set traps, man. The older George can set traps for
90 seconds.
And that's what, in fights like that, that's what wins them. You know how to set a trap. George would have set a trap for him. Got him comfortable, and bam. Good night.
So you feel like the older fighters have better strategy than the new heavyweights now?
Oh, without a doubt.
That's the difference?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Want to know why?
Yes.
Better trainers.
Oh. Better trainers back in the day versus now.
60 seconds.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Believe me, without a doubt. They're
What's
all
the difference
gone.
in the trainers?
They're teachers. They were teachers back then. Today, these guys are yes men because they don't want to lose their job.
Ooh. Ooh.
Not Manny Robles.
So the fighters tell them what to do.
So they don't have control over the camps. The fighters do, and that makes them fighters. Not
Fighters said, "Look here, man. I'm not training today." Trainer like, "Okay, take it easy, champ."
Buddy.
I'm like, "What? What's up?"
I got short term.
I'm listening.
I got short term, so I know you answered this, but
10 seconds.
Can you just answer it again? Would you train Wilder if he asked you to?
You know what? I would train him, but I would still love for Mark Brilliant to be there.
Okay.
Because him and Mark have a chemistry. So you can't take that chemistry from him right overnight. You know what I mean? You can't. You know, I think Mark did the right thing by stopping the fight. Why? Because Mark knows his fighter. You know what I'm saying? He knows his fighter. And if you got a fighter, now, come on now. You guys say you work in the corner and you see the other guy stepping on the gas. But your guy, he stepped on the gas, but your guy's car ain't moving. What are you going to do? You going to pull him out the race? You going to leave him in there?
Pull him out, man.
I'm pulling him
out. I mean, Wilder was getting stronger. I mean, Wilder was getting weaker. Fury was getting stronger. Wilder was getting hit with more and more punches. So why should I be brave of another man's blood? Okay, I'd stop it. Okay, you're mad at me. Okay, cool. You're mad at me. But guess what? You live to fight another day.
Thanks.
Because at that weight, all it takes is one punch. One punch, man, and I mean that's a lot of people. Oh, he shouldn't have stopped the fight. It's like, yo, have you ever fought before? Have you ever been? You know, even a lot of trainers today. Have you ever been in a fight, man, where you just felt like, brother, I'm in a war zone by myself? You know how many trainers today can answer that question? Maybe 3. Maybe 3. When you've been in a fight, man, where you zoned out, man, and you got someone getting in your behind, and you're like, God damn.
Time slows down.
I mean, you're like, damn, you know, you feel like you're getting hit so much you think you're surrounded. And you go back to the corner and they're like, oh, you're winning. I'm winning. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in a fight where you got to make adjustments right in the middle, right at the split second, you got to make an adjustment. Or you get hit, you get your bell rung, and you don't know where the hell you are for 5 or 6 rounds. But you make the adjustment and you come back and you win. Yeah. You know how many trainers today can tell you that? Maybe 3 if you're lucky. And street fights don't count.
For real.
Buddy, we got a few questions.
I mean, people think today. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we got a few questions from our loyal listeners. We got Steve in Chicago. Really no question, just wants to give you a shout out who says, Buddy, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate your real talk. Great interview as always. And that's Steve in Chicago. Next one.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it.
He's live listening. Next one is from Israel, also listening live, says, congrats on the win. Buddy, we heard you loud and clear last night. Offer still stands. We're next in Oklahoma. Lunch on me. That's Israel in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Tell him I meet him halfway.
We got George Foster in the United Kingdom that says, where does Manny Pacquiao rank in your list of all-time greats?
Good question.
Okay. Now, ask him, is it a top 10, top 20? Ask him, you know, what does he want me to rate him? Top 10? No. Top 20? No.
I mean, where do you rank
him? Too many great fighters. Honestly?
Where do you rank him?
I don't know. I really don't know.
So what? You don't like Pacquiao? You think everything was like...
No. I like Manny. I like Manny.
So why can't you rank him?
I like Manny. because there's too many great fighters ahead of him, bro. There was so many great fighters that were not champions, that were great fighters, man, that weren't champions. So, and if I name them, a lot of people do not know who they are. But these guys were great fighters, but they just never got it. Some never got a shot at the title. So, the problem today is people rate fighters according to their records. Because you got an undefeated record, don't make you a great fighter.
Buddy, cutting you off one
what
more
makes you
time.
A great fighter?
One more time, because you on Great Fighters and we talking Pacquiao and where you rank them. Julian
I
Williams.
can't rate him. Can't rate him.
All right, so here's another way of putting that question. Julian Williams, the former unified champ, says that he would prefer Floyd Mayweather's career and resume over Manny Pacquiao's career and resume. What do you think about that then?
That's interesting. That's good because, Pacquiao fought a lot of good guys. Floyd fought the best that were around in his era. Now, Floyd did fight a lot. He fought Castillo. He fought Canelo. Cotto. He fought a lot of good guys. Pacquiao fought a lot of good guys. So, it's a toss-up, man. It's a toss-up. They both, I put it to you like this. They both fought the best in their era. That's the best way of putting it. You know what I mean? To go back and say, okay, he fought this guy. Like the names, I can't kick them off right now, but they both fought the best in their time. So, you know what I mean? So he got 3 wars with Marquez, Pacquiao. He had 2 fights with Morales. You know what I mean? He beat Cotto. He beat Hatton. You know what I mean? Who else did he beat?
De La Hoya?
Damn, I don't know. Yeah. All right. I could have beat De La Hoya that night. You know what I'm saying?
He beat Keith Thurman. He beat Margarito. He beat Shea Mosley.
I'm not impressed with Keith Thurman. I'm not impressed with Margarito.
What?
And something? No, I'm not.
Bro, Margarito was a buzzsaw back then.
Listen,
he broke
man.
Pacquiao's
Let me tell you what
rib.
I do. When I look at my YouTube on my phone and go to boxing, I watch fights from the 40s and 50s.
Come on, man. They ain't even had no patent in their gloves, man. You watching dudes, they soul would roll over on their boxing shoes. Come on, buddy.
Brother. We're talking about the era of Joe Louis, man. Okay, Joe Louis had 25 title defenses and was heavyweight champion for 11 and a half years.
But how can we backtrack all those people to know where they at? As much as you know about boxing right now, the way you see these promoters find these dudes off the street. Look at that dude was in the ring yesterday. What was that dude name?
Okay.
Mondrago?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Not the one Mondrago, not the one Mondrago fought, the other one with the poor shorts. We knew. As soon as I see them shorts, I told my audience, he ain't winning.
Oh, Vicente.
He ain't winning. No, not Vicente. He's the Dominican. The other kid. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
Sugar Ray Robinson had a 90-fight win streak.
So you telling me he fought 90 elites, 90 top 10s? That's what I'm saying. We can't backtrack that, man. We cannot back. When you was living in New York, you couldn't even buy a newspaper in Chicago to know what was happening in that fight, to know who was in the ring in that fight, know the judges. As much as we know right now, 45 of them fights, they could have been robberies, and we don't know, especially the way boxing is right now. And imagine back then when it was run by the mob. It was run by the mob. If I want you to win, you won. You won. I don't want to listen. I don't want to talk about the past.
No.
This generation out here, they killing it.
Hold it. I got to stop you on one thing when you said about the mob. Bumpy Johnson told the mob, if Ray Robinson loses a fight, it's because he lost, not because you say he lost. That's why Ray Robinson was able to do what he did. Bumpy Johnson kept the mob off of Ray Robinson.
Well, that means there was pressure. So all that does.
There was no pressure. Ray Ray did what Ray wanted to do.
If Bumpy had to step
Ray
up,
Robinson
somebody said something.
Ray Robinson, because Ray Robinson was in Harlem. Ray Robinson was the man in Harlem. He owned nightclubs, but he had everything, man. Restaurants, everything.
Can we box wreck? Can we box wreck them dudes and find out if they wasn't dishwashers, man? Come on, buddy, you know that, man. That's too
That's
old.
true, but listen, okay.
Yo,
okay, listen,
I watched the documentary on George Foreman. My man went on 10 straight bum fights, and nobody called him a bum beater, but they say Deontay Wilder's a bum. Think about that. He lost to Ali, wanted the rematch, didn't get the rematch, retired, became a pastor, got fat, decided I'm going to fight, come back, fight 10 cab drivers. They was working for Uber back then.
Okay.
Come on, man.
True. But now,
so if you could do it back then, we don't know. But I'm cutting you off.
Before he retired, before he retired, who was his last fight against George Foreman? Before he retired in 76. 77. Who was his fight against? Do you remember?
You know I'm at the box like that.
He fought in San Juan, Puerto Rico. He got beat by Jimmy Young. Jimmy Young beat him. He retired to that. He lost to Jimmy Young in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then he retired for 10 years and came back. And I agree with you on the bum thing. I'm going to put it to you like this. There's a guy named Charlie Burley out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Beat all the greats. Never got a title fight. Now, look up Charlie Burley. Fought all the greats.
Why he ain't get no title shot?
Because he was too good. He was that.
Don't that sound like Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, you have another guy now. Check it out, now. You have Kid Gavilan was champion. You ever watch video on Kid Gavilan?
No, sir. Not a history person, buddy. Not a history person. I just Googled Charles Burley.
Yeah, 83.
Charlie Burley.
Yeah, Charlie Burley.
I got him up.
Got him 83 wins.
Look on. Now, he was one of the best back then.
Charlie Banks.
So who's the greats that he fought?
I can't remember. I'll be lying if I told you.
Cause I'm seeing some weird records here, and this is what I'm saying. Back then, how do we know? Look at these records: 8-3,
52-40-7. Coco Kid.
Who is Aaron Wade? He sound like he was out there killing it with all them fights. What in the world?
See if Charlie Burley fought Ezra Charles.
He did 1942 in May. Yeah,
Ezra Charles.
Ezra's a legend, man.
You know what great fighters? Thank you. You know what great fighters studied Ezra Charles? His trainer made him study him. James Toney. His trainer Bill Miller made him every day sit down and watch Ezra Charles film.
You gonna make your fighters sit down and watch Floyd film?
No, I'm not either.
Oh, man. Yo, you hating on our generation, man. What's going on?
It's like not everybody.
No, I'm not hating on it.
Yo, Floyd, his defense. Come on, they out here trying to call everybody.
Listen.
Listen. Let me just say, they out here trying to call any and everybody the next Floyd desperately because they need one. Come on, man. He legend.
Okay, you know how long the shoulder roll's been around?
Exactly.
Who mastered it though? Who mastered it? Who took it to the next level?
Who mastered it?
Who put it on a plateau?
You want me to tell you? I can tell you. Hold it. I can tell you right now. You got a guy in Detroit called Henry Hank. You got the guy out of you got Jersey Joe Walcott. You got Ezra Charles. You got Johnny Bratton. Want me to keep going?
I want you to keep going. The list goes on.
Nah, I'm gonna pull up Walcott because I hear a lot of people drop his name. Let's see how many losses he had. Because if his shoulder roll was so good, he shouldn't have had 20 losses.
Hold it.
He should have had 20 losses if his shoulder roll was so good. If he was so good, he shouldn't have been knocked out 6 times.
Going back to the record.
Yeah, of course it's the record because it matter who you fight. It matter who you do
not.
that. It matter who you do that shoulder roll versus.
No. You're wrong. Because Judge Joe Walcott fought Joe Louis. He fought Ezra Charles.
And that shoulder roll ain't work. Mayweather fought Canelo. Mayweather fought Canelo and it worked. Pacquiao and it worked. Cotto and it worked. What are we talking about? He ain't mastering.
How old was Cotto? Okay, hold it. How old was Cotto when he fought Floyd?
He wasn't old because Canelo made his bones off him after Floyd beat him at his real weight, not a drain weight like Pacquiao. Chill, champ.
Okay, see the mistake that a lot of people make in boxing is you judge fighters by their record. Can't judge a fighter by
by who they fought. That's why I'm not
one with.
By who they fought, man. Floyd doing a shoulder roll versus elite fighters and not losing. That's important. That means his defense is A1. If you avoiding shots from the elites,
hold it. I'm not knocking Floyd. I'm not knocking him now. But I will not train my fighters to fight like him.
Exactly.
I wouldn't ask my fighters to study him. No, I wouldn't.
Why wouldn't you study that timing? My man's right hand timing is a thing of beauty.
Do what Floyd does. Everybody out here trying to be Floyd. Floyd does.
You don't gotta be Floyd to watch his fights and study his mannerisms.
Trying to put these pearls of wisdom into you, man.
I know, teach us, buddy, teach us.
Yo, buddy, I coach, and this is my first pupil too. You know what I'm saying? I had my little amateur fights. You know what I'm saying? I got my experience. And I take whatever experience that I had in the ring and I try to give it to whoever I'm training. And everybody trying to be a top fighter, and that's cool. You can take little things from these top fighters and make it your own, but you got to come up with your own style and your own identity. You know what I'm saying?
You just hit it. You just hit it on the head. You take a little from each fighter. That's what guys don't do today. Everybody wants to be like Floyd. Okay. All right, you like Floyd. Then you get cracked on the chin, go to sleep. What happened?
That mean you
ain't
doing
the shoulder roll. This one throws.
That mean you ain't mastering like Floyd.
No.
That ain't you.
That doesn't mean that. Maybe
exactly.
Maybe you just fought a better fighter. You understand? It's like remember when Roy Jones was hot, everybody wanted to fight like Roy Jones. Yeah. When Roy was hot back in the late, everybody wanted to be like Roy. But then when they seen that shit wasn't working, be like, hold up, this shit ain't working for me. Now Floyd mastered it. I give him that. Just like, okay, I'm gonna give another example. Muhammad Ali. Back in the 60s and 70s, everybody wanted to fight like Muhammad Ali. Move, do the shuffle, hands down. But guess what? They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Ali was the best at it. You throw a jab out.
Until Tyson Fury.
But look though, like body composition matters. Like when you're trying to duplicate a movie.
Buddy, you say you don't watch tape, but you watch fights. Don't say, oh my God, like he don't be looking like Ali, doing the mannerisms, the footwork, the feint, the jab, the shuffle, the double step or the stutter step. Come on, man. I just wish Wilder would have beat him. I wish Wilder would have beat him so I could be talking about Wilder like this. Come on, y'all wilding, man. He out here doing his numbers, bruh.
Listen.
He's our generation's Ali. You know, the way he moved, because even that kid Anthony Sims had the mannerism right, but what happened? He couldn't fight like him. It ain't work. Didn't he lose the other day? Versus like African kid, I can't remember. Kid, you probably ain't watching because it's the zone.
I don't know, but look, I gotta get ready to go to the airport, man. I gotta get back to Florida.
How many minutes you got? Can I run through a few one-shot questions with these people that have?
Go ahead.
All right. We stopped at George Foster. No more interruptions. Just these questions. This one is a long one, man. I don't know how you can answer this, especially when you're like a history person. He says, "What's up, buddy?" It's from David Maldonado. He says, "What's up, buddy? Being that you was once a welterweight champion and been in with some of the best fighters. I figure you are the most qualified for this question. Based on your expertise, how would you rank these welterweight eras in what order and why? 80s, Leonard Duran, Hearns Benitez, Pepino Cuevas. Early 90s, yourself, Simon Brown, Maurice Blocker, Donald Curry, Meldrick Taylor, Corte, Pernell Whitaker, Joe Louis Lopez, Jose Luis Lopez, not Joe Louis. Jose Luis Lopez, late 2000s, Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Antonio Margarito, Manny Pacquiao. In today's era, Bud, Earl, Keith, Thurman, Sean, Porter, Danny. That's too much to remember, right?
Yeah, 80s is the first.
Okay.
80s number one without a doubt. With Ray Leonard and Duran and them, that's the. Now he said the 90s.
Yes, the 90s.
You know the order he just. Okay, who was in the 90s he had in there?
He said yourself, Simon Brown, Maurice Blocker, Donald Curry, Meldrick Taylor.
Okay, we'll go with the 90s. That's two.
And then he
now,
said,
what was the third era?
Then he said mid 90s was Tito Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Ike Corte, Pernell Whitaker, and Jose Luis Lopez.
Nah, see, Pernell was the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s was Pernell. The old Pernell was in the late 90s. That was the old Pernell. But the Pernell from like 87, 88 to like 94, I mean, he'd have ate any of those, from any era after that, Pernell would have ate their lunchbox. At that, anywhere between 135 and 147. They wouldn't have, none of them guys would have beat him.
He would have took their milk money?
None of them would have beat him.
All right. So
without a doubt.
We got the next one from King Amin in Essex, who says, it's an honor to have you back on the show and congrats on the win last night. Tell us your opinion on Shakur Stevenson if you think that he has the potential for greatness.
Okay. I've known Shakur. See, I've known Shakur since he was like 14, 15 years old. And, you know, he has great, great talent. I just think right now they are putting him in with just the right opponents.
You seen ESPN calling him the next Mayweather?
I wouldn't go that far. I would say...
You heard Shakur's argument,
though? He
though?
hasn't been tested yet.
He basically saying, I won a title before Floyd, and I'm going to do
and
more than Floyd in his time.
He won a title before Floyd. Okay, listen, he won a title before Floyd. Wow. Okay,
I mean,
Lomachenko won, how many fights Lomachenko had before he won a title?
Rigo did it best. You know, he did it first.
Nah. Lomachenko had won his title after 2 fights. 3 fights, I think.
Okay,
because he lost the Salido fight.
Right. So you can't go, okay, I won my title before him. Okay, so what? What does that mean? That don't mean nothing.
I mean, it means he on a fast track. It does mean something. It does mean something, man. If you can win a title in 13, if you can win a world title at 20 in 13 fights, you on a fast track.
No, check it out. Now I'm going to hit you with this. Now. Now I'm going to hit you back with your own question. Who did he beat for the title?
Joel Gonzalez.
Okay, and who did Joel Gonzalez beat?
I mean, you know,
they
are each other. They were each other's tests.
Thank you.
But they were each other's tests, though.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know that wasn't no damn test.
Listen. See, this is the difference between.
No.
No, just hear me out. Hear me out.
What?
This is the difference between history. This is the difference between history that you can't find and current events that are out there. The difference is.
So the guy
Shakur, no. Hear me out, buddy. The difference is Shakur was supposed to fight the true champion Oscar Valdez, who knew he was getting his ass beat. So he left. Remember that. He was mandatory to Valdez.
Okay, but that don't answer. What does that have to do with the question I asked you?
The answer is that it's not his fault. It's not his fault that the champion vacated. It's not his fault the champion vacated.
Okay, but
that still doesn't take away from
his resume.
The title. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Who did he fight? Nobody. Who did Shakur fight before that? Nobody.
All right, but buddy.
So we're right back to square one.
Here we are. All right, look at it. Look, just hear this out. So he goes the mandatory route. He goes the mandatory route to fight the champion. The champion vacates, right? Cool. He fights the for a vacant title, wins, tries to unify, tries to go to the foreign country to fight the champion in his backyard, and they want to give him a little bit of money. So like this is a kid trying to do what no one else is trying to do. And I'm not saying
Listen, if he wanted to do it, he would have done it, not concerning the money. Because once I do that, I can get more money.
Oh man!
So
he just
if
won
I won
the
$1
title,
million and they offer me it,
he won the title vacant, so that means he got short money for the vacant title. Now you want him to take short money for the unification on foreign soil? Come on, buddy.
Hold it. I didn't ask him to. You're the one that's making excuses for him.
Oh man!
All I'm saying is, who did he fight? All I'm saying is, who did he fight before he won the title, and who did the other guy fight? Go to BoxRec, and you're gonna see how many cab drivers they fought.
You right?
No, I'm sorry, Uber drivers. They fought Uber drivers.
You right?
Now they Uber now, buddy.
Listen. We're gonna move to the next one. I know you pressed for time. We got Big Casual that says, "What's good, Coach? Your interviews with TBV always are very entertaining. If Wilder is able to pull off the win versus Fury in the third fight, do you think the fourth fight can be one of the biggest fights? No, excuse me, one of the biggest heavyweight fights in history. I can't think of two heavyweights of their caliber that fought 4 times. You know a lot about history, boxing. Do you know anybody, in your opinion, that has fought 4 times in the heavyweight division of this caliber?
Yeah. Of this, well, see, now, in which era? See, he was going back to the eras.
No, well, he asked you from a history standpoint. He asked you from a history standpoint.
Okay, from a history standpoint, okay. Jersey Joe Walcott won that heavyweight title in his 4th try. He knocked out Ezra Charles. He lost twice to Joe Louis. He lost to Ezra Charles. Then the rematch knocked him out.
Yeah, no, but that's different. That's different. He's saying, can you think of any other 2 heavyweights that fought 4 times on this caliber in the heavyweight division?
4 times, no.
Yeah. Because if Wilder beats him, I'm sure the public will demand a 4th fight. I mean, obviously they'll demand undisputed, but they'll demand a 4th fight. Do you think he could beat him without you?
Yeah.
What's he got to do?
He just needs to make some minor.
Oh my God, no!
He just needs to make some minor adjustments.
Don't answer it, buddy. I'm taking you the long way. I got to keep to these questions.
I'm not going to tell you.
No. What I'm saying is, I got to stick to the people's questions and stop being greedy with your
Go
time.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, baby.
The one white boy in Texas says Shakur Stevenson versus Ryan Garcia. Who you got?
Next question.
Oh.
I can't pick. Tell him. Listen, my man. To be honest with you, I couldn't answer that.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I couldn't answer that question. I'm gonna be honest with you, sir. I don't mean to be disrespectful or funny, but I just can't answer that question.
It's all good. It's all good, buddy. I know you pressed for time. We got Sony Woods who says, "Morning, Mr. McGirt. After the Camelot Kovalev made a YouTube video, and it looked like, to me, he basically told the world there was no way he was beating Canelo, and anyone who betted on him was a fool. How did you feel about those remarks, given your professional relationship with him?"
Can you be honest with you? I don't even pay that no mind, man. I never even, sat down and thought about it. I just, when people told me about it, I didn't even, people say, oh, he said this, he said that. All right, whatever. I mean, you know.
You believe he
trained?
I
got too much other stuff to worry about.
You believe he was in decent shape?
Well, we did train. Yeah, we did train. He did bust his ass in camp. I give him that.
So you give Canelo full credit for that win?
You got to.
Yes! I got a fraction of haters that hate on that win. That's a beautiful win, in my opinion, man. I was happy.
I mean, he caught him. He caught him. Listen, all night he was throwing that left hook, and I felt the wind every time he threw that motherfucker.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I felt the wind. You know, he caught him with a good shot, man. He caught him around the temple.
Where do you rank Canelo?
I think he's one of the best at 160. You know what I mean? 68, I would love to see him fight that Smith brother out of England.
What? Smith, not Keller
But
Plant?
no, you know what? I forgot all about. Listen, that goes to show. I'm gonna tell you right now though, who he better stay away from though. Right now,
nobody.
It's Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, right.
Billy Joe Saunders, man.
Yeah, right.
That boy can box, man.
Bruh.
All right, next question, man. Come on, let's go. Leave that for the next show. What's the next
Brandon
question?
Maurice says, watching last night's war from the corner, did you get flashbacks, oh man, of Maxim Devashev or Subriel Matisse?
No.
All right. Greatness in Harlem. Peace,
No.
Coach. Appreciate your time, and thank you for putting young Ali on to Ali. Great interview. As real as we can get. Nah, he said, because I like to call myself Young Ali when I'm in there sparring, you know what I'm saying? But the last one is from... That's right. I like to mimic Ali the best I can in my old age. But we got Joaquin Crespo in Florida who says, buddy, I miss you as a kid at your brother Danny's house. No, excuse me. I met you as a kid at your brother Danny's house. Mike is a good friend of mine. You gave me an autograph that I have on my wall for years, but lost it after moving several times. My question is, can I get another autograph from my man cave? Thanks for your time.
No problem. Yes, he can get one.
There you go. Buddy, man, thank you for your time, brother. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. We appreciate you definitely getting our morning started off on the right foot, man, and giving us a history lesson.
Wanted to get to them. My buddy wanted to take those way out. It was two last questions, but I don't know if you want to just, oblige the Patreons real quick.
What?
It was, what 5 fights do you recommend us younger fans to watch on YouTube?
YouTube, okay. 5 fights. You got to catch one of the Walcott fights against Ezra Charles or Joe Louis. Georgie Benton against Hurricane Carter.
Oh, Hurricane
Learn
Carter.
for slickness. George was slick, man. George was slick. George would sit right in front of you. You could throw 10 punches and you'll miss 12. That's how bad he was. Kid Gavilan. You gotta get a Kid Gavilan fight. And for heart, will, and determination, you gotta watch the Thriller in Manila in its entirety. That's not for skill. That's about will and determination. 2 men putting it on the line.
What fight is that?
That's what I tell the Thriller in Manila. Ali Frazier 3. They were both considered washed up. They were both considered washed up and done. And that fight gives me the chills because they beat the hell out of each other. And the funny part was Ali was ready to quit. He told Dundee to cut my gloves off. But before Dundee could cut off Ali's gloves, Joe Frazier's corner stopped the fight.
Wow. That's so
there's
crazy.
audio. There's
Ali
audio and footage of that, right? Because I think I've seen documentaries where they mention that a lot, and I think they show Ali's audio.
Ali said it was the closest thing to death.
Mm.
That fight, deep. I'm telling you. And I tell any fighter, watch that for just skill, not skill, but for the will and determination of 2 men. Because Joe Frazier was partially blind in his left eye.
And Jersey Joe was only 6 feet. Imagine what a Tyson Fury would have done.
Last question.
How do we go from this to Tyson Fury?
Yo, he punched it under the belt. Boston Jared, last question, buddy. Thanks so much for the time. It's who would you pick in fights at 160 between Andrade versus Canelo and Andrade versus Charlo, and why?
That's the last one, buddy. The very, very last one.
The very last one.
Okay, you guys ready for this?
Canelo beats them both.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad at me. I never seen Andrade fight.
Whoa! Yo, they gonna be so mad. There's like a fraction of people that want Andrade to get a big fight, but that's the problem, you know. If you are a trainer, legendary and you haven't seen him fight, why would the boxing fan watch him fight? See what I'm saying? This is crazy.
Well, you know what? Listen, he was champ, but how long was he inactive?
2 years, right?
He lost about a year.
Yeah, about a year. No, it wasn't that much. It wasn't that much. It was about a year. He hasn't had the meaningful fight.
What it was is that he didn't get a lot of fights in a certain amount of time.
Because he's a two-time champ.
I don't know what it was.
You know, he just didn't get that meaningful fight. He didn't get that one that's going to remember him.
Gotcha. That make people say, okay, I want to see him.
Yeah. But, buddy, man, we ain't going to drag it out, man. I know you're busy. Thank you again for your time, especially on the West Coast, man. We love you. Enjoy the rest of your day and get home safe.
Now, I'm going to get dressed now and hit to the airport, man.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
They had us in the bubble there. We couldn't leave the hotel. We couldn't leave the 12th floor, man, for 3 days.
Man, you a part of history, man. You in the bubble. What was those WBC ribbons for? Everybody getting a WBC ribbon just for fighting in the bubble? You ain't noticed that, huh?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't. Look at me. I was trying to get the hell out of here, man. That damn face mask, man, was killing me. I'm like, yo.
Yo, buddy, why they had you wearing it but not the ref? That was like, what? Put him in the mask.
Hey, man, it's a good thing I brushed my teeth before I put that damn mask on. I can tell you that.
Oh, man, hilarious, buddy. You're official, man. Thank you again, brother. Thank you
have a great weekend.
You too, man. You too. You definitely set a force on the right foot. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. World-renowned trainer, legendary, one of the greats, man. I mean, great conversation every single time. Buddy McGirt, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for coming on. Shout out to Rachel, man, always hooking us up. Ladies and gents, final thoughts before we go out to the lines and hear what they had to say about the live interview.
I mean, I'll take it right back to the topic that we started with Manny Pacquiao versus Gennady, just to get the final thoughts on that, refresh the listeners. Manny Pacquiao versus Gennady Golovkin, do you really want it? However do you need it? However do
I want it.
I don't know if you want it. Maybe
I want it.
But maybe I don't.
Wait, Yo Kato? Did I do this? Is that how I say it? Yo Kato? I want it? No?
Am I okay on what? On the fight happening?
No, Yo Kato. Ain't that I want it? Yo Kato?
Yeah.
I did that?
Yeah. Nah, you got it on the...
Yo Kato me gusta.
Yo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not Spanish. It's Spanish is up. I like it, but then I don't like it for my reasons. I guess you could either look at it through two scopes. Dominique and Ness did a good job in convincing me, like, you know, it could be lucrative, a lot of luster, bring in a lot of casuals. So there was a lot of good stuff to say about what the fight can bring to boxing. And then I put on my boxing hardcore, whatever you want to call it, coach spectacles or whatever, and I just see some things that's not good for either fighter. But you know, things don't happen unless you take risks. So I'll leave it at that. But
I'm talking. So going back to something that Buddy said, who I really, really enjoyed him, by the way, that, you know, imitating styles. The reason why I don't think that works is because body composition matters. People forget that just because you can do something physically well doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to do it. You at your prime and me at my prime. Like, we can both be elite, but the way that our muscles move, our tendons, the way that our body is put together, our agility is going to be slightly different. That's why you have to find the style that works for your body.
Exactly.
Yeah, well said. Like, if you're a shorter fighter with shorter arms, you want to fight on the inside. If you fight, you know, with longer arms, taller, you're going to fight from the outside. So that's definitely the case. You're absolutely right with that, Dominique.
And Mario, it doesn't always work like that exactly. But when you're a coach, you do look at that body composition. You look, if I'm like, when I look at Ness, I'm like, okay, Ness, like, you don't need to fight on the inside unless you have to, you know, train you on the inside just in case you're gonna be there for a little while. But God gifted long arms, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep them at the end of the punches. So yeah, you got to look at the whole scope of your fight when you're trying to train them.
And that's a great point, Alex, because so many fighters with long arms love to go toe-to-toe. And I never understand it. I'm like, you have like yardsticks for arms, and you want that nostalgia of like going blow to blow with somebody. And it's like, do what's going to be to your advantage. Is this about winning, or is this about imitating the nostalgia of the 80s and the 90s?
We got a few super chats I want to get to that we got during the interview and probably before. George Foster, Patreon in the UK, says, how many buys you think it does on Fox pay-per-view? I think we answered that, but I'm going to go start from there anyway and say definitely 1 million.
Yeah, I think for sure it gets 1 million. Probably like closer to 1.4 million.
Wow. Really?
And we're talking Gennady versus
You're
Pacquiao.
talking about, you're talking about one of the most lucrative A-sides in the last 30 years with, basically the ultimate B-side.
And
I know, right? And I don't mean that in an ugly way. What I mean that is like, in his biggest fights, he was always the B-side, in Golovkin with Canelo and who else? I was gonna say Kelbrook. I was thinking about who's. I was like UK. I was calling him UK. So I think that's a recipe for a big pay-per-view buy.
Huge.
Who else has done those kind of numbers? So we could just get a comparison, Mario. I'm not too good with those numbers.
I mean, Canelo Chavez. They did like 1.1. Cotto Mayweather 1.5.
Cotto Mayweather did 1.4, maybe even closer to 1.5.
What was the Manny Mayweather numbers?
Oh, that was
Manny Mayweather, 5 million, bro. 4
million.
It
was like over 5 points.
Maybe we could compare something like that because it is a crazy.
I think it's backwards though, right, Mario? I think it was 5 for the McGregor and 4 for the Manny. I think he did more.
No, other way around.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, that's even better then. Let me get to these super chats and obviously more questions or thoughts from them. Big Supermex, Patreon, Mastermind, Border Wars fighter. He says, bro, Pac did it before Canelo. This is Pac's 8th division. How much more can he really go up? There's a reason he only went past 147 once 10 years ago. I still think he can do it, because when he did go past 47, he fought a guy in Margarito that's kind of like, Gennady. No thoughts? All right.
Just much smaller, I would say, though, because Margarito wasn't a full-fledged 154 at the time either, so I don't know.
Yeah, Margarito's he's the example that you want to give when you're comparing Gennady as an opponent to him.
Bro.
He's the big guy and all that, but Margarito was never really like that KO artist.
Nah, but that was the thing. He was more punishing because he, hit you so many times. But this is also a thing. Who closed the distance better, Margarito or Gennady? Come on, bro. And Pacquiao had to stay on his feet for that. I'm telling you, bro, Gennady would be too slow, but whatever. It's all goody, good. We got Ohio Runs Boxing says, after you had any thoughts on that super chat, Dominique?
No.
Perfect.
But since you paused, I'm going to say Ohio.
All right. Ohio Runs Boxing says, after Manny fight GGG, all of us are going to go purchase Philippine t-shirts that reads, Philippine Lives Matter because GGG about to catch a hate crime on that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. I beat him. Yo, he said, ask Buddy his Candy Slim said, ask Buddy his pound for pound list. Chill, champ. You got to ask your question on Patreon. I put the link in the comment section, but you can always head on over to patreon.com/theboxingvoice to become a Patreon member. And then whenever we interview somebody, you can ask them a pregunta. Jared Lloyd, my favorite super chatter, comes back and says, I think Pac-Man, because it's all caps, could beat the legendary bumlord GGG. Like that caller said, you are only as good as your last fight. Pac-Man darling to be great while Crawford excuse me, I'm wilding. I put an L. He said Pac-Man daring to be great while Crawford daring to fight your school teacher, the pedestrian beater.
Disrespectful.
Yo, the pedestrian beater. He's hilarious. He said, while Pac-Man's daring to be great, Crawford's daring to fight your school teacher.
not gonna lie, it's hilarious, but
No, it is
disrespectful.
Up next is Michael Buffer, who says, Ness jumped ship, so Fury beat Deontay Wilder. All of a sudden, Fury's the best ever in Ness's eyes. Laughing out loud emoji. I never believed Deontay Wilder was good. Fury can beat. The blueprint is there. Deontay Wilder fanboy. I mean, I'm just a true fan. If I think fighter A is good and you beat fighter A, why wouldn't I consider you to be good?
Great after that, right?
Well, I mean, the argument has to be made, and he has to make the case. I guess the floor is open to be called great.
No. True fans make excuses. It was the costume.
That's not a true
I'm
fan.
a true Wilder fan. It was the
true,
costume. He had an off night.
All right, but
I got a million of them.
But all that is cool. But at the end of the day, Fury got the win. He beat the guy you thought he wouldn't beat. So how could you not give him credit like that? I think that's corny. You know what I mean? It's like you're being a hypocrite. Not you. I'm just saying in general. Like,
no, I feel you. I feel you. But
I'm gonna be a hypocrite. Excuses. Like I literally said Wilder was this generation's Ali because the way that he talks while he fights, he talks while he trains. You know what I mean? And the way that he spoke for the people, and he was an activist and all. So how am I not gonna give the dude that beat him credit? Like, y'all just whack, man.
Because it was too much light on the ring that night, and the time of day it switched around, and it hurt when he was walking to the ring. They put too many lights on the ring,
so it blinded him.
Yeah, for that one round.
All right,
it's too hot. Dominic?
It was all of that. It was the temperature was off. They agreed at a 75. It was 76. Like a lot of things went
76.
wrong.
Okay. Louisville Slugger says, "Great interview. Buddy is my favorite guest on 100." Or I guess my favorite guest on, and then he put the 100 emoji. And I think that is all the super chats. We're going to open up these phone lines. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice dripping in right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. And you can download that app absolutely free on iTunes or Android if you are unfortunate enough to have an Android. And be part of the conversation, man. You just got to add Nestor Gibbs. Remember, Buddy McGirt recommended to go watch Jersey Joe Walcott, who was fighting. His last fight was 1953. And I believe that's when they used to use denim inside the gloves instead of padding. Like, nah, I'm joking. Bro,
I was about to say.
Bro, I'm not going back. Like, he literally, look, people like, yo, he's a history. He knows his history. He literally said, like, yeah, it's true. You can't backdate those dudes. You don't know who those dudes were. So it's like, why would I care then that you beat 90 straight dudes that no one knows? Like, and how many of those dudes took a dive? You know what I mean? Like, how many of those dudes were told they can't win? You can't win. Get out of here.
It's either,
I'm a hater conspiracy theorist guy, all right? I mean, like, no way, Jose. 90 straight wins and nobody could beat you. Yeah. Okay.
So let's see what the rest of the callers have to say about Pac.
That's like Julio Cesar Chavez. My man had like 86 straight wins and he was undefeated. It's like, huh?
He's a GOAT. And that's one of Floyd Mayweather's favorite fighters.
Bro, let me tell you something. He could be a GOAT, but them 80 straight wins, he was fighting dentists, freaking mules,
and all the other stuff. But he was taking them out.
He was fighting coyotes who get people across the border. My man was fighting everything, man. Get out of here, bro. I'm not buying that shit.
The super chat by my man Mark Blake says, "Great interview, TBV, and great questions from the Patreon."
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. We're gonna go out to these phone lines. Did we do this? No, we didn't. So we're gonna do this.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
What up? Let me go out to King Born Brooklyn. What up?
You know what dust is? Do you know what dust is? Ness, you must know what dust is. Whoever thought that Pacquiao going to beat GGG on dust. So do 5'3", start at 108. It's going to go all the way up to 160. And what's going to happen when GGG be like, you know, I'm going to rehydrate up to 175 and try to kill Pacquiao? That ain't happening. Listen, we the people on the Boxing Voice want to see Pacquiao, and I want to see Pacquiao and Porter. Forget all that. Let somebody around his same height get busy with him. And yes, Buddy McGirt is the man. We all know that. He shut you down, Ness, and Ness, you know you a super hater, but we love you. Peace.
He ain't shut me down, man. This the difference, man. Even if he did, I'm at least shooting my shot. I'm daring to be great. Like Jared Lloyd said, I'm daring to be great. I'm out here debating with the greats. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying. They chin, and I'm taking that as a win. Did he get to say Sugar Ray Robinson is great? He beat 90 people, and I say, come on, man, we can't even backtrack, and we don't know who them dudes are. They could be cab drivers or dishwashers. He was like, you right. That's a win for me. I'm going to quote that, put it on a little plaque, and it's going to be in this office. What you talking about? Dog, y'all don't even know. Where I come from, that is a win. You take a little win, and that is a win. So it's little win at a time, little win at a time, little win at a time. Nah, see, for you want to win the whole debate. Nah, let him win so he could come back. Imagine I spanked him anyway. Would he come back?
Ness.
I'm just saying, right? I gotta let him win some or he ain't coming back. Yo, listen. Yo, but anyway, let me go out to looking like TJ. What up?
Chin.
TJ. All right, just listening. Going out to Steve in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm just listening today.
Steve, all right. Sid in Orlando.
Yo, what up, man?
What up?
Not much. I seen your Instagrams. Holla at you. I'm leaving from work now. But I ain't even with this Triple G versus Pac thing because I feel like Triple G just trying to get these cash outs, you know, his little old wrinkled self, you know. And if that fight do happen, I hope Pacquiao pull off the biggest miracle. But everybody like the video and subscribe to Patreon. But I feel like if Triple G got enough balls and trying to get a Pacquiao fight, then man, go ahead and give Andre that shot, man, and stop playing. You know, like it's like Black Lives Matter and boxing too. That's all I got, man.
All right, real quick, I want to shout out Boston Jared, Victor Banuelos, Keem in Florida, Greatness in Harlem, Brandon in Cincinnati, Sony Woods in Cincinnati, that one white boy in Texas, Big Casual, we don't know yet, King Amin in Essex, David Maldonado, we don't know yet, George Foster in the UK, Weber in Oklahoma, Steve in Chicago for, having your notifications turned on, for one, on Patreon, two, dropping your question for Buddy McGirt late minute, as that was a spontaneous interview, the way we like to do things around here. Just appreciate y'all. We're going out to, speaking of, one of those guys in Essex. King Amin, what up?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, great show. Shout out to everybody. Dominique is back. Everybody love that. Listen, yo, the fact that Buddy McGirt, like, I respect it. Love Buddy McGirt, but yo, he just sound like an old rapper. Like, he sound like an old rapper talking about the young kids ain't got it. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of the young kids, quote unquote, right? But you gotta it's just different times. Different times is different. That said, shout out to King Born, because Ness, you must have been in the spies getting dusted, bro. There's no way Manny Pacquiao should even be in a fight with Triple G, let alone even trying to beat him. Like, I would, that fight is terrible. Like, is Manny like in debt or something, or is his wife got an insurance policy? Because the fight just sounds crazy to me. And by the way, Triple G is a very good fighter, very, very good. He's never been great because I always say, pound for pound, you got to move the pounds. He hung out at 160. He didn't go nowhere. He's lame. He's good. He's not great. He's not pound for pound. I'm out.
I disagree,
Yo, they
man.
really coming at you right now. They think you messy.
I think
They
Pacquiao
coming at me
can
too.
do it. I think Pacquiao can do it, honestly.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, this is Davis, Víctor Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Let's go to work.
Yo, what's up? Y'all hear me?
What up?
Yeah.
What up? Good morning, everybody. Great interview with Buddy, man. It was hilarious. That was pretty funny. But yeah, man, not too much. I mean, as far as Pacquiao, Triple G, I don't know, man. I mean, I watch it, but I don't know, man. This fight don't get me excited at all. You know what I mean? I'm not excited about it. I don't know, man. To me, it's just I don't really think it's that great of a fight, bro. I don't know. I know the story could be sold pretty easily, just with Manny Pacquiao, moving up in the weight and their age, and the two names together would sell. It'd be a moneymaker, but just I don't know. For some reason, this fight don't really excite me, man. There's nothing about it that I can think of that really would get me going. Like, this is gonna be a great fight. So. That's just kind of how I am with it. Yeah, I'm going to watch it, but I don't know. It just doesn't excite me, man. So that's all I got. But good show, y'all. Appreciate it.
Okay, man. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Harlem. Greatness. What up?
Chin.
How y'all living?
Bless.
Bless, man. Bless. Dominique, you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Good to hear your voice. Good morning. Good morning. For sure, Damo, you got to pull up this Saturday. You feel what I'm saying? We got our best card yet for the boxing balls. You got to pull up this Saturday. We need that energy.
Oh, I got you. I'll get all the information.
That's blessed. That's blessed. You feel what I'm saying? So hopefully, y'all can work that out. Pull up on Saturday so we can make this work because you need it. And Ness, we good on this Ali and Fury talk? We good?
What you mean? Ali was small. Ali was small,
I'm just saying, though.
I seen Frazier put him down. I seen Cooper put him down. Foreman.
Fury got put down, and they both got put, and they both got up.
Yeah,
you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Fury can't do what Ali can do.
Ali got
if Fury
up.
Is imitating. If Fury is imitating Ali, then that means Ali has the advantage because now Ali knows what he's going against.
Negative, Champy. First and foremost, you can pass the teacher. Like, he can learn the Ali mannerisms and take them next level, which obviously he's done thus far in his generation. Like, he's not in a rope-a-dope fight. Like, people like to give credit. I don't give credit. I watched that rope-a-dope fight and I cringe. Like, you had my mans on the ropes taking dozens of heaters from young George. And people like, yeah, rope-a-dope. I ain't teaching my son the rope-a-dope. Why you clapping to a rope-a-dope? If you love me, you don't want me on the ropes getting hit. I don't know what y'all talking about, man. Look, this is my opinion. Again, Frazier dropped him. Henry Cooper dropped him. And these dudes, come on, man. They not Fury. Like, y'all haters. Y'all mad. Y'all mad, and it's cool. I'm hoping just like y'all, Wilder beats him in the third fight so I could be talking how great Wilder is. But I'm also a realist. He beat my dude. I'm not about to lie. Now all of a sudden my dude is a bum so that I could say Fury's still a bum or some whack, corny, little man shit like that. Like, that's you. Look in the mirror, bruh. You wanna discredit him now. Like, he won. He won.
But also at the same time, you're not saying that Ali's like the better fighter. You're saying that Ali was undersized. It's like who would win between Joshua and Floyd Mayweather? Joshua, because he's bigger.
Doggy,
right?
how many pounds? It's 70 pounds he had on Ali, bro.
That's what I'm asking you.
I've been saying that. Like,
I know. I just wanted to reiterate.
He proved that. Yo, we thought Wilder was strong as hell, and he proved that his weight is a problem.
It was the light in the ring, whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Listen. Danny was undefeated. I picked Thurman. Thurman won. I was a Danny fan. But it was time where you had to sit back and be like, yo, and look, it cost me. I ain't in Danny camp. Go look at my early interviews. I was all in Danny camp, but like, I'm picking with my mind, not my heart. Because if it was with my heart, I'd be like, yo, Danny all day and keep that relationship because I'm in the East Coast. No, I went with Thurman because I thought he can box, and he won. You know what I'm saying? Same thing happened with Porter. Like, Porter was my dude. The dude literally let me walk him out to the ring. But I picked Thurman because he was the better boxer, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Now maybe I think I picked Porter because Thurman ain't been looking that good. Josecito Lopez grounded him out in one round. You know what I mean? But, like, people don't want you to give credit. Like, what's wrong with that, man? You know? Look, same thing with Floyd. Like, he beat Pacquiao. Like, why y'all mad? No, it's his shoulder, all this stuff, seawater.
Yo, I think it's more of a shock, man, because everybody
It's hatred. Like, look, that's your guy, and he didn't win. Cool, he was my guy probably more than yours, bruh. He was my guy more than yours. Nobody put more hours in on the road than me just to go see him. Like, beat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the win or the loss, suffer, it hurts me too. I'm hoping he could do it. Shit, I'm out here interviewing people like, yo, you gonna train him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, they mad at me though. They want me to lie till the next fight. I'm supposed to lie?
But he ain't over, and it's not the media's job to, like, we're not a promotion company. We have to talk about what's happening and what we see, but that shouldn't affect how a fighter has affection towards or relationship with the media outlet. That should just give a motivation to change the narrative and give us something different to talk about.
Like it should be. You know, the fact that Fury out here trying to negotiate fights and talking about we about to do the biggest fight in British boxing, he should bite down and be like, oh, these dudes really trying to play me to freak out. Like, these dudes, they really trying to, like, look past me. And that means you go back to running. You go back to hitting them bags and jumping them ropes and, getting down to the fundamentals, whatever back to the basics or whatever it is you think you need to do. But let this be motivation that they trying to count you out. They trying to count you out.
And it ain't over with for him. And that's what people going to see in this third fight. It is not over with for Wilder. He's going to put in his contract that the temperature need to be at 75, adjust the lighting, change the costume, and he's going to come back and give a completely different fight.
Yo, she keep throwing her little shots. He ain't letting you back in the gym. She talking about change his little costume, the lights.
No, not little. It was a big costume. That's not shade. I'm a true fan. I'm gonna make decisions. I'm gonna make excuses. I'm making excuses until he come back and win. Yeah, I'm a real fan. I'm a hardcore Deontay Wilder fan, man. I'm gonna blame it on the number of people. They was over capacity. The wind was off when everybody started clapping.
Oxygen in the venue. I mean,
all of that. They didn't have enough toilet paper. It was just a lot of things that went wrong that night. So you're gonna see a whole different Wilder.
Let me get to Info Joe California. What up?
No intro.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Good morning, my boxing brother and my boxing sisters. What's happening?
Good morning.
What up,
Good morning.
What up, Joe?
Hey, great show, man. Shout out to Buddy McGirt, man. He gave us a history lesson, and he was schooling you a little bit, Ness. Well, schooling all of us, I guess. I would say that.
as far as the Golovkin Pacquiao fight, man, I really don't want to see that. Can you imagine when Golovkin rehydrates, man? I would rather see Pacquiao fight another welterweight and Triple G fight Andrade or Charlo, one of the top echelons, man. This
He
is
couldn't
a
even
spectacle.
knock out Derevchenko, man.
I know, but Pacquiao, man, on his best day, he probably never walked around at 154, man. He would have had to eat Five Guys burgers every day.
But he don't
to
need
get up.
to. He gonna use movement like Leonard. He ain't trying to be there and bang like Derevchenko. He trying to move and bang.
Yeah, man. He might be look good until he get hit, though, man. But far as tomorrow, hey, this is gonna be the most anticipated boxing bar card, man. We got Intrigue, the Incredible versus Mario. He going for the belt. Y'all don't want to miss it. Check it out tomorrow. That's all I got, fam.
Yo, Dominique says she's walking.
Yo, they ain't hear that. They ain't
She
hear
said
that.
she's gonna rat me out.
Oh, she's walking you out.
First of all, I got
she gonna
bars.
rat me
That's what
out.
y'all don't know.
You got bars. Save it for Saturday.
People know me for that.
Save it for Saturday because we don't want you to say like a bunch of these dudes that say they got bars. Like, oh, I that wasn't serious. I wasn't ready. Like, nah, give me another shot. So you know.
I'm from Cleveland. We don't do that.
Okay.
we don't.
Let me get to looking like Season Las Vegas. What up?
Let me get y'all group. Yo, good morning, TBV. Happy Friday.
Buenos dias, champ.
Good morning.
Buenos dias. All right. So I feel like the same way that we say, oh, you know, maybe Pacquiao wasn't himself, or maybe he didn't train enough for the Jeff Horn fight. That's the way he looked like that. And that's why he looked like. That's why he took so much punishment. Different time zones, different part of the world. I feel like if we're gonna make excuses for Pac, might as well make excuses for Triple G and the way he looked against Derevchenko. I mean, his coach said that he wasn't 100% for that fight. They also said that he was also sick. You know what I'm saying?
He was sick for the Rosado fight too.
Right. Yeah, but Rosado didn't come with the heat like Derevchenko did.
But Rosado did put hands on him though.
Yeah, you seen Rosado's face though. But it's crazy. I just don't agree with the fight. I think like when you first brought up this fight, you were like, yo, Freddie Roach need to just quit. And I had the same thing, like, well, maybe Pacquiao is asking for the fight, and maybe it is all about the money, because that's what it has to be about. Because I don't really think Pacquiao actually.
Shit, bro. I gave you hella extra time. I'm over here answering this Patreon. Pardon me. Fellas, Brandon, Cincinnati, what up?
Ohio.
What's good, Ness? Can you hear me? I feel like I'm in a bad area.
It's all right.
You all right?
Okay, cool. Top of the morning to you, gentlemen. Always good to see Dominique. You know, that angelic voice and that melody just glowing through my cell phone screen. You know, you bring an element to the show that I really love. As far as the fight, man, hell nah, man. Nobody want to see that. What we forget, not only is he gonna rehydrate and be big as hell, and Triple G got a chin made of iron. Has he ever been dropped? Has he ever been visibly wobbled? What is Pacquiao gonna do to hurt this man? Absolutely nothing. He's gonna get walked down and knocked out by Triple G. Triple G is great at cutting the ring off.
Did Willie Monroe have to knock him out to win rounds?
Okay, ain't nobody saying he ain't gonna win some rounds.
That's all you need to do.
Khan won majority of the rounds against Gennady.
Doggy, it's a race to 7. It's a race
that is
to
true.
7.
That is true.
You like these dudes don't know he never been in the boxing ring, man. It's a race to 7, man.
But what he said is true.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
That Canelo was
losing the rounds to Canelo. Oh, you know Mario caught that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, because he was racing to 7. You know, he was racing to 7, but he got clipped. That's not our fault. That's just game plan. Lids Low, talk to me. Lids Low once. All right, we're going to
BoxingVoice.com. When I was locked up in county jail, I thought the Southside was gonna fight. I knocked out the Southside. Teardrop.
BoxingVoice.com.
What you got to say about that, Deontay? What you got to say about that, man?
Hold on a second.
What's up, guys?
What up?
Good interview with Buddy today. It was really entertaining. I like the banter back and forth between Ness and Buddy. At first, I wasn't really on with this fight, but wasn't it Margarito that he fought? And Margarito was way heavier than Pacquiao. Was that the fight, Ness?
Say that again, brother?
Yeah, Margarito is way heavier than Pacquiao, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so he has experience in at least fighting a dude that was, I think he was over 20 pounds or something like that. But hearing the callers, their opinions on it, and like, there's no way that he's going to win this, and that, it makes me kind of want to see the fight, because I'm a believer in Pacquiao. He's a special boxer.
Fact.
I'd like to see the fight. I don't think it'll happen, but if it does happen, I'll buy the pay-per-view. But all right, then y'all stay safe. Have a good weekend.
All right.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That was a great call. Oh man, I'm sorry. I shouldn't do this. I'll wait till overtime.
Okay.
Yo, it's this thing.
Wait.
When you write in rhymes and you've been working on a bar in your head for so long, and you just stare at it and it like makes fun of you, and then when you find that bar and it hits, bro, this battle's over. It's done. I'm gonna sit there for 85 seconds and spit this one bar and win. It's over.
So that's the Achilles sword to the side.
That's it, bro. That's that arrow straight to his ankle. Pop. It's done.
Mario, do you need a manager? I like the way that you talk.
I got Ness, and he's been doing a pretty good job getting me
Ness is your manager?
Yeah, he been managing me.
Dominique, you part of East Coast Promotions, right?
Yo, Dominique, yeah, you in the circle. We all East Coast.
Yeah, we trying to get it worked out so Mario can walk out wilder for the next fight and spit to the ring.
And I'm just gonna spit a dirty verse.
They're gonna be like, yo, who that?
Let me get to.
You with the right one. I can't get you wilder.
Just listening.
All right. J Mac, you just jumped on, man. So let me know if you are ready.
I can get you the Ohio State Fair, Mario.
You good to
I'm
go?
ready.
All right.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Terrence.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. What you want to bet on? You can bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Dominique, don't let them recruit you to that fuckboy promotions.
Okay.
Nah,
Yo, why is he gotta go
I
there?
said I was gonna go at Mr. Gibbs today. I don't
Why
have the
everybody
energy
laughing
for
at
it.
something else?
I did hear the show, however. I heard Mr. Nestor Gibbs, as his usual, with his panties on and stuff up there trying to persuade somebody for a triple G over Terence Crawford. You heard the knowledgeable trainer and him say the more competitive fight and the harder fight would be Errol Spence Jr. and a Terence Crawford, but you still trying to push a narrative when you don't even believe in Triple G yourself. I don't see how you give these accolades to all these fighters that you don't believe in when you know it's bullshit just because you feel like they're more popular. And what happened, I guess they got more fans, they're more resonant to the fans, but we know as true hardcore boxing fans, the guys that have the tougher time getting the fights are the guys that's normally the ones that everybody avoids in the sport. And so Pacquiao avoiding Bud when he had the chance to fight.
Cut it.
That's it. Any final thoughts?
Yo,
I
Manny.
would love to be a part of this promotion company.
All right.
Promotions. We welcome the first lady, East Coast Promotions. She'll be, co-managing alongside our senior manager, talent manager, Mr. Nestor. So you just gotta accept that, over there at JJ Promotions.
Let me
I'll
go
tell you
to Lids Low. Seems to be ready. Lids Low, talk to us. Decatur, Georgia.
Hey, what's happening? Everybody, what's shaking? Y'all
Good
good?
morning.
Hey, Dominique, real quick, I'm not shooting no shot. I understand you got a man. I got an old lady myself. But your voice is heavenly, shout. The thing is just right on TVV.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, 100, man. Hey, but Ness, Buddy McGirt, man, you need to have him on more often. I don't know if he used to be an old host or whatever. The only little negative thing I got about Buddy, he gotta look at the new fights. I understand he don't dig it. I feel him in some ways. But you gotta watch, you know what I'm saying, the new cats. There's always gonna be a next fighter or a next great or whatever the case may be. You dig? That's all I really got, man. That was a good ass interview. I like the chopping it up, man. Somebody that can get back with you, Ness. You know what I mean? I ain't saying that you right or wrong, but you know what I'm saying? It's good when somebody can like get with you like that. Cause you know what I'm saying? I ain't no diss to the rest of the panel. You get over on them sometime, you know what I mean? But when you got somebody like that, got some firework too, that shit make the show great, bro. So you need to, holler at McGirt, see if you don't mind coming on every other week or some shit like that. You know what I mean? He a stand-up guy. I appreciate y'all. Decatur, I'm out this thing, man.
All right. We got a super chat. If one of y'all want to get to that from that one white boy.
That one white boy says, is Manny trying to steal the Canelo fight from Triple G? Is he trying to surpass Mayweather for the second fight with him? Only time will tell.
All right. We going to J-Mac. Boomerang.
Mac attack.
J-Mac.
Mac attack. Took an 8-count knee. Dang.
J-Mac, do you hear us? All right. J-Mac, last time. All right. Nest GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm not frozen. Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Oh, all right. All right. Yeah, I guess he's busy.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
And you catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINZ. Same handle on TikTok.
There you go. He's back.
Oh, Mac.
Shinobi and Doomy.
Hit me with
that. Like I was saying, I caught this show when Buddy McGirt was trying to school Ness. Ness was still with his being the most knowledgeable boxing fan in the world, because the rest of us don't know shit about boxing. He still wanted to put Pacquiao in there with a guy at 160 pounds who never fought at any other weight class, who's been running behind Canelo for the last years and stuff like that. His best win today or loss today is Canelo Alvarez, with an overhyping career at 160, and not Pacquiao fight the top guys in the welterweight division, which he should be in the ring trying to clear out and take care of. I just don't get the narrative how Triple G is a more selling fight than what's his highest pay-per-views with Canelo, right? But when he had one without Canelo, we was talking the same numbers what he did with Bud or less than Bud or what have you. Can you correct me with that, Mr. Nestor Gibbs?
Mm.
You're a hater, bro. He waited to count his time down.
Yo, FYI, FYI, no one's ever done as bad as Bud, okay? Maybe they could argue Bernard Hopkins versus Roy Jones Jr., right? Maybe they could argue that because that did like 50-something thousand. But the saddest thing is that those three got to sit at a table and discuss which one of them did more. Was it 50-something for one or 50-something for the other? no one else that I know of, because again, I'm not a historian, but no one else I know of has ever done 50,000 bars. You know, so I don't know what he's talking about. Why he ever want to compare Triple G and Daniel Jacobs or Triple G and Lemieux to Crawford, who did 50,000 with Postal, and then 150 with Khan. So like, just chill, bro. Like, take your L's, and hope that he gets a fight to prove everything you've been saying. It's crazy.
Who did he do 50,000 with, man?
Victor Postal. Victor takes step aside 3 times Postal. Meanwhile, there's some narrative that Danny ducked him. Well, if he felt like he was getting ducked, why not say, no, I want my shot? Like Earl did, like Bermain did. Like, there's people that say, no, I don't want the money that can secure the house for me and my daughter and her college fund. I don't want that free money and that fight that you're going to put me on PBC, on Fox, on the undercard of the Danny fight. I don't want that. I'd rather just fight Danny. No, they took it. What you mean, duck? Like, people just don't know boxing. It's so ridiculous. But thank you, Jared Lloyd, for coming back. I love not being out here alone. Somebody read Jared, man, because, they say I'm biased to Jared.
To Jay McDonald's, the bum Lord Crawford only fights the common man. He don't fight pro fighters. Oh, man. The common man, the teacher. I mean, look.
Jay McDonald's.
Yeah, the guy at the bus stop, whatever. You're gonna. This is gonna be a story, and it's not everybody's story, obviously, because and I know that we kid around, but all of us know that Terence is a hell of a fighter. We don't take that away from him. We don't sit here and say that Terence is not legendary status. You know what I'm saying? If he fights the right fights, we just want him to fight somebody that we can say, yo, that guy was a legend, or that guy was the guy, and it's just that guy is not come around. So,
yo, Carlito said is Jared Lloyd a bot that pops up when J Mac comes around?
Oh, it's a bot. That triggers the algorithm. The bot comes out.
Yo, Nets GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Peace.
At Maury Mugi on Twitter, at Maury Mugi on Instagram. Peace.
Miss Bougie Boxing, MSBOUGIE Boxing on Instagram. Peace.
And you already know, IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ. Same on TikTok and on Twitter, AlexandisTBV. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. If you're on our IG and if you haven't joined, you could click that friend button and good. And it looks like somebody.
Yeah, they said. Carlito said, Ness is Jared. Yo, can you imagine if I was sending in the super chats?
That would be ridiculous.
Yo, y'all are terrible. I love the show, bro. That was funny as hell.
Yo, I be dying on the chat. You don't even know. I love the chat, man. Shout out to the chat.
Yo, I think Jared is actually Stone Bone on the low, I think.
Damn. We're going to have to talk about it on Untitled.
He's a Bud fan, but undercover, he's probably like be telling the truth and shit. Like, hey, really feel. Nah, I'm messing with y'all.
I say you like putting the conspiracies out there now, man.
Yo, I gotta get that soundbite for the next Untitled, bro. We be slacking. Yo, we out. Everybody said they stuff? All right. Bye.
Yeah, hit the notification bell and the YouTube family. Make sure you hit the YouTube notification bell so you know that we're going live when we are. Going live all the time.
And I'm going to make y'all work out with me this month.
There you go. You got Dominique ready to get you guys sweating beads. You know what I'm saying? She does her thing. Got the little business, the workout business with her and her partner in life.
We're going live on TVV YouTube. And that's it.
Yeah, I want to, yeah.
Yo, what's the message?
Message is counterpunch from J-Mac.
Oh.
Yo, Ness, I'm convinced that when I met you, was a straightforward dude, but you got some fuckboy shit going on. Either Jared Lloyd is you, and you playing fuckboy games, or y'all fucking one another. Y'all into some type of man-fan relationship. I ain't never seen a nigga.
Why you gotta use someone's sexual preference as your topic of debate?
Cause that's the way I want to do it. I don't give a shit how it comes across neither and stuff. Either y'all gay for one another, or y'all fucking one another. Cause I ain't never seen no man go that hard for another man on his show and stuff like that. It's like every time I address your fuck boy shit, here he come with his pom poms. Man, stop fucking one another, man. That's my call.
Proven every time. Look, how many F-bomb was that? There's no context there. There's nothing. You add nothing. You add nothing. And that's why you dying for him to go back there so he could hear 20 curse bombs per sentence when he's murdering you with words. It's text. And this is how you're reacting. You want him to go back there? You must be crazy.
My old friend, I want to talk with you.
So sad. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, this episode will be flagged thanks to J-Mac and all his F-bomb rant. Bye-bye. Dominique with the heart.